The schools participating in this football playoff game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association, as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the Arkansas Activities Association. The Arkansas Activities Association, which is sponsoring this football playoff game, is a voluntary, nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be most desirable for high school youth. The Arkansas Activities Association is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of State High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility, which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation. The Arkansas Activities Association believes that athletes are taught many things through sports. In addition to the skills, they learn self-control, ideals of fair play and honesty, respect for authority, and for opposing players. To learn these values results in maximum benefits from his or her athletic experiences.
The Arkansas Activities Association supports good sportsmanship. All spectators have a responsibility while watching an athletic contest because their actions influence high school youth. It is important that they display the best of sportsmanship to help instill proper attitudes and ideals in these youth.
The Arkansas Activities Association recognizes that an athlete represents more than themselves in athletic competition. They represent their team, their fellow students, their teachers, and their community. Athletes who display good sportsmanship reflect high moral standards.
You're listening to a broadcast of the Prairie Grove Tigers at pgtigersonline.com.
Good evening and welcome to a night of Prairie Grove Tiger football. On the behalf of the administration, Superintendent Dr. Alan Williams, Assistant Superintendent Vol Woods, Athletic Director Coach Mike Green, Principal Ron Bond, Assistant Principal Joey Sorters, Head Coach Danny Absher, his staff, and the entire Prairie Grove Tiger football team, we want to thank you for joining us for tonight's game. Tonight's broadcast is made possible by the Prairie Grove High School East Lab and is brought to you by PG Telco, the providers of pgtigersonline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Also by Clorox. The name itself means clean. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas and Prairie Grove since 1946. Shelter Insurance and your local shelter insurance agent, Mark Spence. Prairie Grove Christian Church, where it's all about loving God, loving others, and serving others. And Steak and Shake, life needs flavor. And by the Bank of Fayetteville, we're banking on your potential. And tonight's broadcast is made possible in part by the Prairie Grove High School Booster Club, where showing your Tiger pride is just one membership away. We're minutes away from kickoff, and now your crew for tonight's game, Lynn Gregson and Zach Arns. It's football time in Prairie Grove.
Welcome to Prairie Grove Tiger Stadium on the campus of the Prairie Grove Schools. Tonight's playoff contest between the Prairie Grove Tigers and the Pulaski Robinson Senators. I'm Lynn Gregson. With me is Zach Arns, who is always in deep touch with the Prairie Grove Stats and Research Department. And Zach, you know what? The season always goes by so fast. I mean, I know we talk about this from time to time. It just doesn't seem that long ago we were doing the Huntsville scrimmage game, and now we're here, and it's playoff time. This is the fun time of the year, and the Tigers completed a second consecutive undefeated conference season, and now tonight, first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, we talk about this, you and I start talking about this in April, and we talk about it all summer, and it comes and goes so quickly. I feel like we've been holding our breath for 4 weeks. Since the Lincoln game ended, we've just kind of been waiting for tonight. And,
right.
You know, this is the first round of the playoffs. This is win or go home. There's no margin for error here, and we've got a quality opponent from a very good conference in 4A coming into town tonight. We'll talk about them in just a little bit. You know, it's I don't know. The first round is always the most nerve-wracking because you're getting matchups that you're not accustomed to. We're playing a team from a part of the state that we don't see very often. But
a part of a state, like as you mentioned, we know that's it's probably the best conference in the state in 4A.
It's certainly the deepest. This team that we're going to see tonight, Pulaski Robinson, they're 6-4 on the year. They finished 5th in the conference, and they're an explosive football team, and I'm looking forward to it to see how the Tigers play because they haven't played a team like this.
Well, I'll tell you tonight, Zach, in the student section, it's whiteout night, and I'm looking down there. It looks like a bunch of ghosts.
I thought they were here to paint. I wasn't sure what they were doing, but
it's whiteout tonight, and there's one with a. What do you call those tank shirts and
yeah.
And there's
if you were older, we'd accuse him of something.
But tonight it's always exciting. The RTS is alive and well. Zach, let's take a quick break. Go to a commercial break. We'll come back for. First of all, we'll go through the rest of the Prairie Grove or the 4A conference and talk about the other playoffs match after this message.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office, for telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV. Think PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Everett Chevrolet is the home of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size truck on the road today, the Chevy Silverado. And the 2014 Silverado has been totally redesigned, and it's better than ever before. And right now, the selection of Silverados at Everett Chevrolet has never been better. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, extended cab, crew cabs, and every color you can imagine with options to die for. So make the short drive to Everett Chevrolet just off of I-540 at Elm Springs Road. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Everett Chevrolet.
Okay, we're back with you. And, Zach, let's start off with the others tonight. Let's start first with the 5th seed, who is Gravette. They'll be facing Valley View. Winner of that game gets the winner of this game.
Yeah, we know which way that's going. Valley View is a very, very, very good football team. I told you before we came on that they're kind of Pottsville, only bigger. Look,
Pottsville from 2012.
Yeah, from last year. The Gravette's got a shot. I mean, you got a puncher's chance. 5.5-hour road trip over to Valley View. So, the cards are certainly stacked against them. But, first round of the playoffs, it wouldn't there's only one game where I can tell you I know what's going to happen. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. Give them a puncher's chance. You never know. But I would say Valley View's got to be considered a heavy favorite.
Well, yeah, and the thing is Gravette, they gave the Tigers, a good game last week. I think that
it was a ho-hum, keep you at arm's distance.
Yeah, exactly.
You were never close enough to make it really interesting, but just interesting enough
we had to play a lot.
To play into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And and so that's the 5th seed. The 4th seed from the 1-4A, the Gentry Pioneers.
Going to Star City. Yeah, that's another long road trip. And that one, I won't sit here and tell you the Gentry doesn't have a puncher's chance, but again, Star City's pretty good. Yeah,
and I think that's what's interesting about the two lower seeds from this conference. Definitely got tough draws, and I think it's going to – there's always a chance. Like
always
you said, always a chance, but I would definitely favor Star City in that one. Now let's go to –
no chance.
Let's just go down the road 6 miles with Farmington.
No chance.
Farmington will be playing Ashdown.
That game's already over. They're coming back.
Well, I'll tell you, the thing with Ashdown is that they're in that same conference, tough conference, same conference as Pulaski Robinson. Ashdown would definitely be a factor, I believe, in the 1-4A, and so
Farmington's in a tough spot. That's they've had some players leave the team. They've had they've got a 6-hour road trip. I did read a tweet from Justice Hobbs this afternoon that said, on the way to Little Rock, and the only thing I could think of was maybe they're going to Whataburger. I don't know. That's going to be tough. That's going to be really,
a tough game.
really, really tough.
And Farmington, ended last week their season with a loss against. So really, I believe they lost 2 of their last 3 games. Lost to Pea Ridge, and also to Lincoln. And so tough down the stretch for the Farmington Cardinals, our friends down the street. And then the second seed, Zach. Now, this one to me is of the games, I think the most interesting, and that is the Lincoln Wolves facing Nashville.
You know my theory on this. Teams from the southern part of the state don't like to be punched in the mouth by hard-hitting physical teams. And that's what Lincoln is. Lincoln has a really good chance to keep that game interesting. And if they get it into the fourth quarter, I give them more than a puncher's chance to pull that out. But what we were talking about in the press box earlier is they can't let that thing get to 2 or 3 scores away from them. They're going to have trouble moving the football. But as we saw last year, Prairie Grove wore Nashville down. 5-yard runs became 10-yard runs. 10-yard runs became 20-yard runs. They can do that again. This Nashville team is nowhere near what the team was last year. I said early in the week, I think Lincoln's going to win the football game. I'll stick with it. And it would not shock me if they won. If it was low scoring and they won a game 27-20, somewhere in there.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's going to be a tough. It's sad because Lincoln sets a school record for 9 wins. They host their first playoff game, and they draw Nashville.
Yeah, the team that's won the most playoff games in state history. Congratulations.
I think and with a year like this year where you got of several teams that have losing, the one thing I don't like about the playoffs, you got a lot of teams with losing records who make it to the playoffs, but it is what it is. You would hope that, maybe Lincoln with a second seed might get one of those. No, they get a very strong draw in Nashville.
The 1-4A got just a really tough draw. And, you got to play it. It doesn't matter. You're in the tournament, so, you go play. And I've said all week long, I think Lincoln's going to cause Nashville problems. And I don't think Nashville understands what they're getting into. We didn't understand what we were getting into when we played Lincoln. They're better than you think they are. Now, can they sustain it, not turn the ball over 5 times? That's going to be the big question.
Yeah, and I think Lincoln, the one thing that's impressed me about the Lincoln Wolves this year is that Lincoln, they came in here with everything. When they came in here to Prairie Grove that week, they came in here with their heart, their soul, the whole town. I mean, it was, and they left it all on the field. They played a great game.
And they're going to need that kind of effort tonight.
I thought but I did think after that game, Zach, I'm like, okay, they put it all here. They're going to lose a game or two just because they put it all. They have shown so much resiliency after that and have really probably played even better since then. And I think that, I like their chances tonight. I do think they're going to have I think it'll be a tough game. We'll have it on the side here.
Yep,
Hopefully
we'll be
able to
watching
get some updates. We hope that, we're going to come back after these messages and talk a little bit about our game tonight. But before we do, I'm looking at the PG. If you're watching, go to pgtigersonline.com. I'm looking at it now. We've got Phil Hudspeth. He's watching from Gainesville, Georgia. And Henry down in Russellville. He tells us, he says, never underestimate your opponent by the record. He referenced an old Sidney Lanier game that we had in high school that never underestimated. You know what I'm talking about. So we got Henry, Phil. We know others will be joining us. And go to pgtigersonline.com. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Well, let's take a commercial break. We'll be back to talk about the keys to tonight's game.
Clorox. Just hearing the name and you automatically think of the word clean. And Clorox is a lot more than just bleach. The Clorox family of products has something for the home, the business, professional grade, and more. No matter what the environment, Clorox has the product you need to meet your unique challenges. From the bathroom and the kitchen with Pine Sol and 409 to the laundry room with the standard Clorox bleach. And even if you're on the go with the Clorox wipes, you know the name stands for clean. Dirt and germs don't stand a chance as long as you're equipped with the family of Clorox products. Clorox, proud sponsors of Tiger athletics and activities. Love God, love others, and serve others. The simple motto of Prairie Grove Christian Church. Whether it's supporting missionaries in Japan or on the Ivory Coast of Africa or doing mission work in Guatemala or building homes in Mississippi or Alabama or the fun for the entire family of Upward Basketball, you'll find the members seeking to show our love for God through our love for our neighbors. If you're looking for a church home, we invite you to experience PGCC firsthand. We have convenient service times with services on Sunday at 9 and 10:30. And trust us, we have plenty of activities for the kids. Prairie Grove Christian Church, serving Western Washington County and beyond. Love God, love others, and serve others. Prairie Grove Christian Church.
Okay, we're back, and now let's talk about the keys to the night's game, Zach, with The Senators and the Tigers.
The Pulaski Robinson Senators. Key for them tonight is, can you play defense? I watched a couple of games of theirs against some of their conference foes, and this is a team that's given up 351 points in 10 games. That's 35-1 a game. They score 30. That's the good news. The bad news is they give up 35-1. They're young. They play a lot of freshmen. They play a lot of sophomores. They play a lot of juniors. Only 6 seniors will see quality time tonight. And they play. One of the games I watched was against Arkadelphia, and you'd see what should have been 4-yard runs turn into 5, 6, 8, 10-yard runs just because of a missed tackle. And they don't tackle well. Their defensive line is, they have their good moments, they have their bad moments. That's probably for me the big key is, can you play defense? Can you keep this thing under 40?
Well, see, here's the thing, Zach. Looking at their scores, they've had half of their games, the opponents have scored over 50 points. They had it, and the other ones were 35, 36, and 47.
Yeah,
so they give up a lot of points.
They give up a ton.
Their first game of the season against Hot Springs, it was 19-13. Since then, there's been a lot of points scored on this team. So I anticipate the Tigers being able to put points on the board. The question is, what about their offense, Zach? They have some weapons that we're going to need to be worried about.
They've got a few. They've got some good skill players. The offensive line's a mess. They're leaky to say the least up front. I don't know how they're going to pick up Prairie Grove's complicated blitz schemes. They're going to struggle with it. The question is, can the quarterback Brennan Johnson? He's a transfer who came in over the summer. Can he get rid of the ball quickly? He's got some weapons. A young man named Cody Williams. He plays fullback, wingback. They're going to move him around a little bit. And then the big guy, that's 34. His name's Hakeem Aldridge. He ran for 275 last week against Arkansas Baptist. And before you get all wound up, Arkansas Baptist doesn't play defense either. Okay, the whole conference, minus the top 2 teams in that conference, nobody plays defense. You're looking at the scores. All those scores are what you see across the board. A lot of spread offenses, a lot of throwing around. Now, they are going to throw the football, and as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, Prairie Grove's weakness has been the back 7. And they cannot afford busts in coverage. They've got guys that can get deep, and they're going to try and get deep. If the pressure gets to Johnson, I love Prairie Grove's chances. They're going to knock him out. If they protect him, Prairie Grove could have some problems on the back end.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Tigers and their playoff history, Zach. We farmed out a little bit of work for the Stats and Research Department, and what I found out, since Prairie Grove went on a playoff run back in 1996, so they went 15, 16 years out with making the playoff every year. They went 1 year.
Ironically, that was the year after Coach Absher got here.
So
just saying. So
with that time, Prairie Grove has had 31 playoff games. Guess what their record is?
Well, you told me this. They're 15-16.
15-16. And what's interesting tonight, would be nice to go to the 500. The Tigers have gone to the semifinals 3 times in 1997. And that's the only time I was able to find out from the research department that we've played Pulaski Robinson. 13-6 second-round victory that year in 97.
We were still running the same offense. I don't know what they were running.
And then again, we made the semifinals in 2003, and then, of course, last year's run. So the Tigers hoping to make a deep run into the playoffs, and we'll see how they progress tonight. We're going to come back. We'll talk a little bit more about the Prairie Grove side of this thing. We've talked about Pulaski Robinson. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Prairie Grove and what's the key for them tonight after this.
I wonder if Buck Lewis had any idea as to what he was starting when he sold his first Ford back in 1946. He was on the square in Fayetteville. Then Tom and Herb Lewis made the move to the current location on North College back in 1969. But through all those years, a Lewis has always been at the helm, and that tradition continues today. It's that kind of family value and heritage that makes Lewis Automotive the place to buy your next vehicle. Be it a Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, or Jeep, new or used, you can still find a Lewis standing behind every single deal. Award-winning service, 6 locations and over 1,000 vehicles. It's amazing. A lot has changed, but the Lewis heritage and tradition continues. Lewis Automotive, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas since 1946. You just bought that first home, or maybe the first new car, and you want it properly covered. Think Shelter Insurance and Mark Spence. Or maybe you just welcomed into the world that little gift of a child. You want to make sure that their future's secure. Think Mark Spence and Shelter Insurance. Let's face it, you want someone local, someone that you know, someone that can be by your side when you need them to be there. Think Mark Spence and Shelter Insurance. Home, life, auto, RV, boat, motorcycle insurance. Think Mark Spence, your local Shelter Insurance agent. Call 846-2999. That's 846-2999. Shelter Insurance and Mark Spence proudly support Tiger athletics and activities.
Okay, we've talked a lot about Pulaski, their defense, or their, what they do have, and then we've talked about their offensive potential. We've talked about Prairie Grove and their playoff history. Now, Zach, tell me about the team. Right now, we've had injuries for the past several weeks.
Well,
we've been kind of going through some motions the past several weeks. What can we expect tonight?
I know the Stats and Research Department, West Prairie Grove office, came up with that. I came up with a stat earlier this week, and I just happened to notice this as I was watching some of the games from earlier this year. Prairie Grove has not started the same defensive unit for 8 straight weeks.
Wow.
It has been a while since we've seen our defense intact and ready to go. They are ready to go tonight. I was talking to Coach Washhausen before the game. Everybody's a go. Everybody's a full go. Nodier's a little gimpy, but he's going to play defense. Other than that, we're full go. So everybody is back. We should. There are no excuses anymore. They're going to need the biggest key is they're going to need to get pressure. They're going to need to get in Brennan Johnson's face. Let's set Pulaski Robinson's defense aside because we're going to score some points. For Prairie Grove's defense, they've got to play the pass well, play it better than they played it the last couple of weeks. You can't have guys getting lost in space. You can't have guys losing their man. You can't have any busts in coverage. This offense that you're going to see is 4 wide. It is a true spread offense. There's some option elements to it. There's some read option. They're going to give it to Hakeem Aldridge, and then they're going to pull it away, and they're going to chuck it deep.
Well, and I think, Zach, a key tonight, you mentioned that people will be back, and I think that will be a big help to the secondary. We've had secondary by committee the last several weeks, and I think tonight we'll have Logan and we'll probably have Storley back there. And
they've had
some
guys playing out of position and guys playing new positions. I did happen to see Zach Downey, who had injured his ankle last week up in Gravett, and he was moving around okay. I saw Logan; he's moving okay. Jacob was working with the first team defense, so yeah, I think we're back to 100%.
And it's the right time to be at 100%. As you look down on the field, as you got a camera shot there on the field, you got all the white. If you just join us, it's whiteout night. The Raging Tiger Squad, as they call themselves, RTS, chose tonight as whiteout, and several of them all decked out in white. Looking across the way, Zach, it doesn't look like we had a lot come from Pulaski. So if some of them are watching tonight, we welcome you and wish you for a good game tonight, and that it'll be a clean game and that no injuries. If nothing else, that's one thing, Zach.
That's a big thing.
No injuries for either side tonight.
Well, I'm interested to see in the couple of game films that I watched of Pulaski Robinson. They don't play a lot of guys. It's about 18 guys going both ways. So if Prairie Grove can run the ball, keep possession of the football, convert on third downs, and get Pulaski off the field, Prairie Grove should wear them down. They're a better team. I mean, they're just top to bottom. They're a better football team. Doesn't mean that they can just walk in here and give a B-plus effort. But if they're dialed in and locked in, and I told you this early in the week, if they're dialed in and locked in, if we get the team that played Lincoln, Farmington, Ozark, and Morrilton, if we get that team, we're going to Warren. You might as well. And by the way, we're flying for that. That's I just looked. I didn't know where Warren was until today. But if they give us a B-plus effort, everything's who knows. I mean, everything's up for grabs.
Well, you're right about you. Then this is a time of the year you can't really give a B-plus effort. You especially the teams that you don't see often.
Exactly.
Teams like Farmington, Gravett, Gentry, the teams we play week in, week out. You do that, you kind of know what to expect. You know how they react to things. You work with these coaches. When you're doing this, you're not as sure what to expect, and you see things on film, but film is nothing like the real thing on the field.
Lawyers, ex-wives, and film, they all lie. It'll be all right.
Keep going.
I knew I'd get you at some point. It's like my weekly goal to get you. I think last year's team could bring you a B-plus effort because you knew they packed their defense.
Right.
They weren't going to give up a lot of points. This year's team doesn't quite have that knockout defense. They're doing very well. I mean, they're only giving up. Where did I lost it? I even had it circled. They're giving up about 15 points a game. They're doing really well defensively. They're playing well. Not giving up a lot of rushing yards. They've been a little susceptible to the pass, but and that's what Pulaski Robinson does well. They throw the football. So it's going to be they're going to have to play their A game tonight in order to come out with victory tonight.
Well, a lot of things going on in the stands and on the field. I was looking down here, part of the student section, and all kind of things going on tonight. Kids are always excited this time of the year. Well, let's take one more break. Zach, we'll come back. Finish up here the pregame show.
Take a stroll down memory lane as you stride into Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, where things are done the old-fashioned way. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and even late night, you'll find only the best. Breakfast to die for, a lunch offering fresh burgers and fries, and dinner platters that are sure to keep you coming back for more. And did we mention hand-dipped shakes, as well as a great selection of desserts? It all awaits you at Steak and Shake, located just south of the mall. Steak and Shake, life needs flavor. Life can come at you from a lot of different directions, and you need to be prepared with the proper insurance. Let John Galligan of the Galligan Insurance Alliance make sure that you, your loved ones, and your home and all that's near and dear to you is properly covered. You see, the Galligan Insurance Alliance is an independent insurance agent and allows him the flexibility to shop the very best policy at the very best price, and this gives you the coverage and the peace of mind that you need at the rate that fits your budget. It's the best case scenario when it comes to covering all that is near and dear to you. Check them out on Facebook or drop by the website GalliganInsuranceAlliance.com. And you can always call 479-282-0605, 479-282-0605. The Galligan Insurance Alliance.
We're back with you, and we're getting ready for the national anthem. PA announcer Jake McBride has just asked for thanks to all of our veterans, and now we're going to have the national anthem. We're going to join at this time. That was our national anthem performed by the Prairie Grove High School Band. And Zach, about 7 minutes here before game time. Any other, as we think about what's going on out there in the any other matchups that you see out there in the first round that intrigue you?
Well, the Warren versus Bye game is no, I really think the most intriguing round, outside of this game for us, the most intriguing game in the first round is that Lincoln-Nashville game. And Derek Oxford from the Northwest Arkansas Times just sent me a text message, said that Nashville didn't bring too many folks up yet. So I told them they're all at Hooters. They'll be there shortly. That to me is that's a very, very interesting game. There's a couple others. The Dardanelle, or where is it? Not the Arkadelphia Dumas game. That to me, Dumas is one of those teams that can beat anybody on any day. But they're going up against the monster in Arkadelphia. They are a phenomenal football team.
I think the Newport. I think these 3-3s. The Newport Pottsville game. Pottsville was off to a great start. They've lost a few down the stretch. Ended up at the third seed. And I'll tell you another one that interests me a little bit is just because we've seen them over the years a couple times, and that's Mena and Hampshire. remember. I think Mina
was the Dragon Slayer last year. They knocked off Arkadelphia in the first round.
And that was a huge and really
upset the whole bracket.
Yeah, taking absolutely nothing away from Ozark and their great run last year. That was a big piece for them because they didn't end up not having to face Arkadelphia. Although Ozark was a very talented team, and could have maybe won that game
still
anyway.
Don't know
but
how
still,
they got all the way to Little Rock. But
they did in a great season for them. Last year that they would be in our conference, so they're going back to the 4-4A next year. Well, Zach, as you look, any stat for Prairie Grove this year that kind of stands out to you? Have we had a punt return yard yet?
Yeah, they've got 4 yards. They should be. And I'll tell you, I got a little coaching insider this week. Prairie Grove's not going to kick to them. You're looking at the films that Prairie Grove's been watching. Pulaski Robinson very explosive in the kick return game. You're going to see a lot of pop punts that they're just going to try and get to die like a 9-iron. And then go after the football. They do not want to kick deep. They want to keep it away from their return guys. So I really don't expect Prairie Grove to even kick it anywhere near a Pulaski Robinson return man. The one that's going to stick out to me is if Pulaski Robinson they've got to put 8, 9, maybe 10 guys in the box and play downhill. They have to, because they're not good enough to play base defense and stop this offense. Prairie Grove averages 321 yards a game rushing. Pulaski Robinson is nowhere near good enough defensively to stop that on their own. If they're blitzing and they're bringing 10 or 11 guys within about 8 yards of the ball like Lincoln did, then they stand a shot, because Prairie Grove has really struggled to throw the ball here during the conference season. By the way, they've thrown more interceptions than touchdowns in conference play, and that's a trend you got to reverse this time of year.
And have another anonymous here. I don't know who it is. They're watching from West Virginia. Saying number 55, Sudler, you have a good game. We welcome you from West Virginia.
Hey!
So, Zach, another interesting thing tonight. This will not be Jacob Storley's first start as a playoff.
No, it is not.
Tell us about his first playoff start.
His first playoff start was 2 years ago as a sophomore against Mina. I think he threw 3 passes that night. And Prairie Grove won the game, I think 56-29, if memory serves me correctly. You're right, this is not, he's 1-0 in the playoffs. And he played very well that night. He ran the ball very, very well.
Kimon Oti, and Brennan Johnson are the captains for the Senators. For Prairie Grove, we have Nick Sugg, along with John Whitley,
the manimal,
the
manimal,
Brett Gillum, and Martin Castro, the captains for tonight's game. And very good to see Nick Sugg as that. He's been such an integral part of the team this year, and make big plays. He's just 5, 6, 7 yards pop, and then he'll bust one.
He's just everywhere. He and JD are going to be the key tonight. When they spread it out, Nick and JD are going to be lined up over those slot receivers. They're going to have to play the passing lanes, and we'll see what Pulaski Robinson does. They won 6 games the last 3 years coming into this season. Then all of a sudden, they jump up and win 6 games this year. They're a team certainly trending in the right direction. The last time they were in the playoffs was 2010. They went to the semifinals. So it's going to be fun. Like I said earlier, I just feel like we've been holding our breath for 4 weeks getting ready for this. And now it's time to just go play football.
Actually, I didn't see the number correctly. It was actually number 9. It's Adam Toller, who is the other captain for tonight's game for the Senators. So, I'm looking across there, Zach. They got a couple of big boys over there.
They've got size. They're young. They're really young, and they make a lot of young mistakes defensively. Now, offensively, they can score points. That's certainly not an issue. How they're going to do against Prairie Grove's pressure is really going to be key. If Prairie Grove gets pressure up the middle, especially, we'll see what the quarterback does. He's, this is his first year. He generated over 3,000 yards of offense, and he can move around. So that's something that Prairie Grove's really got to be conscious of.
Going to put you on the spot here, Zach. We got about a minute and a half before kickoff. If you're going to call it, make a prediction tonight, and around a score, what do you think? How do you think this thing will play out?
Scott Sugg and I are in agreement. First one to 35 wins. I think this is going to be one of those games that Prairie Grove eventually starts to pull away and dominate. I think this game's going into the second half. You can bank on that. Hey, we even have fireworks tonight.
Wow. Like, unlike Gentry, when it was 35 to something and they scored, and we
set them off for a reason.
Well, they're going off, and you think we'll have a high scoring affair tonight?
I do think it's going to be high scoring. I think Prairie Grove will be in the mid 40s. Say 45, 46 points. I think Pulaski Robinson will eventually have to start throwing the ball a little bit more than they want to, and I could see a score 45-28, 45-31 somewhere in there.
Well, we're just moments away from kickoff as the Tigers come onto the field. Now the Senators are making their way. And
they won the toss, and they are taking the football.
So we're almost underway here. Playoff time again for Prairie Grove. The opportunity, Zach, if we win tonight, we have an opportunity to host again next week. We'd be hosting Valley View or Gravette. And that would be here at Prairie Grove Tiger Stadium. Very similar setup to last year for the Tigers. And just need to get off to a good start. I hope we have a start like we did last year's playoff game against Crossett.
Yeah, I anticipate some major changes in the kick coverage game. I think they're gonna try and pop this one straight up. If they give them the ball at the 35-yard line, so be it. I don't think they don't want to gamble too much with the return guys.
And Prairie Grove has over a couple of years, this seems to be an area of opportunity. I mean, Farmington
comes and goes.
Well, yeah, and Farmington had a run. Opened the game, a big game, everybody excited. They started the game off with a return for a touchdown, and then it was fairly quiet for them after that. But it's something in a playoff game you don't want to do. Look at this. I just noticed that Dollar has his name on the back of his jersey. A couple of them do.
For the seniors.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I believe that's for the seniors.
Well, there's not a lot of them on there, so that means there's a lot of young guys out there.
Well, it's time to start talking, or stop talking and get to it. It's football time.
And J.D. Speed preparing to kick. Looks like he's going to go short here, just like you had called, Zach. And it's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to take it at the 35-yard line. And you just called that one, Coach Arns.
Well, I had a very reliable source tell me that. See, there's my reliable source right there.
Reliable source.
There's my reliable source right there. That's. Yeah, I don't think they're upset to give up the ball at the 35-yard line and keep it away from Pulaski Robinson's return guys. But now it gets interesting. Aldridge is the key.
Bob Yarborough watching from Valley Springs tonight. Johnson from the shotgun. In motion is Hammonds. Hammonds, he's got an open run, and he's going to get a first down on the first carry to the 47-yard line, brought down by Jackson Diebold and Jamison Huckabee. That was a 12-yard pickup on the first play. That was number 6, T.J. Hammonds. Hammonds, 5'10", 175, sophomore.
Yep, I told you they're very, very young. They're starting a lot of young guys, and it's not a surprise that they move the football. This is a team that goes over 400 yards a game. They're going to move the football. Where they have trouble is stopping it.
This time a keeper by Johnson.
Yeah,
no going there.
That's not going there.
If he got I don't know if he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Diebold was in there. Connor West in there. Jack Reynolds in there. J.D. Speed and Nick Suggs, several of the Tigers. They didn't give
the
anything
same action they had on the last play that got 12 yards, and the quarterback decided to keep it this time, and that
lost
was
a yard.
Certainly ill-advised.
Lost a yard that time. Second down 11 for the Senators. Ball at their own 46-yard line. Again from the shotgun. He pumps, he looks, he throws, he's going deep, he's got him, but it's going to be too long. Bobby Cat on the coverage. That was Hammonds again, and Hammonds seems like he's going to play an integral part of the offense tonight.
Yeah, he has certainly got a live arm, if nothing else. And Prairie Grove's they can't bite on the pumps. If you're gonna play this team, keep everything in front of you. Jacob's going to have to cover a lot of ground back there. They're playing one high on this. They're playing man-to-man with one high. And they have got to stick with their guys.
Empty backfield this time. Quick pass.
Oh! That was dangerous.
Oh, Bobby Cat was thinking 6.
And Nick blew that one up. And that's a good stop. That's a good stop for Prairie Grove.
It is a good stop. Interesting play call there that time. They get a nice run for a gain. Then try the quarterback keeper. Didn't go anywhere. And then 2 back-to-back passes that fall incomplete. And now the Tigers back deep. Bobby Cat and Logan Bartholomew. Number 7, Cody Williams. Cody Williams is a pretty big kid.
He's a big kid.
215, and
let it go.
And he's just going to let it roll. He's going to go to the 9-yard line. So, nice punt that time by Cody Williams. Cody Williams, 6'2", 215 senior.
Yeah, he's a good-sized kid. He's sort of the H-back, fullback that Pulaski Robinson uses, and we'll see him involved in the passing game. Doesn't carry the ball a whole lot. And I'm surprised on that first drive we didn't see Hakeem Aldridge touch the ball. I mean, he 275 last week against Arkansas Baptist, but he doesn't touch the ball in the first series.
10:42 just underway. That was Senators' first drive or first possession. We remind you to go to pgtigersonline.com, the comments page. Let us know where you're watching from. Here's Storley. Storley's first play. That is Logan Bartholomew.
He's gone.
Logan Bartholomew, 40, 50, 40, 30, 20. Give Logan Bartholomew 6, a 91-yard touchdown run. And just like that, the Tigers strike blood first, and it is 6-0, just like that, Zach.
I said they weren't great on defense. I'm a little shocked.
Wow.
A little shocked. I mean, that's a bolt of lightning right there, but
it's whiteout night, and it's baby powder all over the place, and I can smell it. Wow.
Man, it smells like my daughter's room.
And it looks like I think something's going to be stopped here pretty quick tonight.
It's over now.
And I think that might be the end of that tonight. Extra point on the way. It is good by J.D. Speed, and another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco. Let's take a break. The score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 7 and the Pulaski Robinson Senators 0. Back after this.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office, for telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV. Think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
Just like that, the Tigers are up 7-0. Just got an update, and Ashdown's up on Farmington 7-0. So
what? No way.
Wow.
Yeah,
whiteout night tonight, just got whited out real fast.
Yeah, I saw Principal Bond run a 4.440 down into the student section.
Here's JD again. This one's a little higher, going to drop, going to be fielded, and just hit there. Number 2, that is Nick Harper. He fields it at about the 37. So it looks like Prairie Grove's going to say, okay, you can have the ball between the 30 and the 45, and we're going to be okay with that.
I really don't think Prairie Grove's too concerned about field position. They know they're going to score points.
Wow, 91 yards. 92. Wow.
92 yards.
Is that the longest play from scrimmage this year, Zach?
That is definitely the longest play from scrimmage this year. It might be the longest play since I've been doing this.
37-yard line, this time full backfield for the Senators.
Now this is their power running formation, and this is Aldridge.
Aldridge, he's going to pick up a couple of yards. Gillum on the stop. Also helping out is Dakota Hutchinson.
Now Prairie Grove's got to be careful not to overcommit on that, because he will pull it and take off around the end. But that's a good first effort on Mr. Aldridge.
Hakeem Aldridge is 5'9", 205 junior.
They're young. They're very young. They've never been in this environment before.
And now that's going to be Nodier's going to be off sides, and that'll give a second down, and will probably be about a 2nd and 3 now for the Senators. We didn't know you could run a 4.4. We're all laughing at that. What happened is after the touchdown, the student section let a bunch of white powder go, and Principal Bond went down to put a stop to it, and we just saw him sprint. It was amazing. That's a fumble on the play, and the Tigers have it. And that's going to be Brandon Nodier with the recovery, and the Tigers are back in business at the Senator 41-yard line. And Zach, The Senators did not need this type of start for
this
themselves.
is not what they're a young football team, and this is not the stop they needed. This is not the start they needed. Prairie Grove's coming in to run their second offensive play. They're already up 7-0, and they don't play great defense. So they're going to have to open things up here. If Prairie Grove's able to put this in the end zone, it's really going to create some problems.
Well, it's first down, 10 for the Tigers, and now look here. It's complete to Nick Suggs. Suggs at the 30.
Oh my gosh. That was Aaron
Nick
Price.
Suggs, Nick Suggs, 6. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I think if there were any questions about whether Prairie Grove was coming to play tonight, they have been answered.
Give Nick Suggs 6.
Give the assist.
But give the assist. Who was that made that?
That was Aaron Price.
Aaron Price put a block. Wow.
That was that's what we call a decleater. Where I come from, we call that a slobber knocker.
I'll tell you what.
He knocked him back into third grade.
2 plays, and the Tigers are already at 133 yards. One from 41, one from 92. Extra point on the way by J.D. Speed is up and good. And with 9:36 to go here in the first quarter, the Tigers are up 14-0, just like that. And Zach, another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco. Right after this, we'll be back.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
Wow, Zach, what a start for the Tigers. 2 touchdowns,
on
2 plays.
2 plays, 133 yards. For those that can't do the math, that's 66.5 yards a play. It's pretty good. That's tough to do. And Prairie Grove right now has that Pulaski Robinson defense guessing. They have no idea where the ball's going.
And this is going to be fielded again by Harper. Oh, he breaks a couple tackles, but he's going to up to the 43. Hutchinson, Huckabee, and Gillum on the tackle. And with 9:33 to go, this time, hey, they're getting a better field position, 35, 38. Looks like this is going to be at the 43. So a little bit better each time, but wow, what a start for the Tigers tonight.
Now if you're Pulaski Robinson, you can't turn the football over. You've got to get something out of this drive. You cannot give the football back to Prairie Grove and go and run the risk of going down 21-0.
Well, we've got also Braden Wells, goes Storley, number 19. Get that hardware watching from Harrison. Wanting a trophy, and there's Aldridge. He's got a little running room this time. He's going to be brought down by Nodier, but not before he goes 11 yards for a first down. And the Senators are in Tiger territory for the first time tonight. Boy, Zach, we've not even played 3 minutes yet.
We've seen this before. We've seen this sort of explosion before.
Now going from a quick.
And they're going to go quick. This is a true spread offense.
Now, Aldridge again, this time not much going.
You know what,
J.D. Speed.
What would concern me if I'm Pulaski Robinson is that, you're down 14-0. You're going to try and you don't play a lot of guys. I don't know that you can trade touchdowns with Prairie Grove at this point. You may need to slow it down and hang on to the football for a little bit.
Well, they got to, you always have to go what gets you here, and so they're trying to do that now. And now fake, looks, throws, rolls. He's got it's. Oh, wow. Pass was intended for Marcus Devine. Devine, 6'2", 230 junior.
They've got great size. They're just really young, and they've never been in this kind of an environment before.
Braden Wells, I like that. Get the hardware. I like.
Johnson's 0 for 3 passing, and they. Now you're third and behind the sticks here. As long as Prairie Grove keeps everything in front of them, I think they're going to be just fine.
Third down, long for. Now he's back, rolling to his left, throws, incomplete. It's going to be a flag on this side of the field. So
I don't know what he's calling. It came from the side judge here.
Away from the ball.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be some type of hold or a motion of some sort. Illegal man downfield. So
I think if you're Prairie Grove, I'd almost take the penalty.
Well, if you take it, let's see. They've got a third down there.
Well, it would be fourth down if you decline the penalty, and it'd be fourth and about 7. If they take the penalty, it goes back to 3rd and 12.
Or is that a 10-yard penalty?
An eligible man downfield's just 5.
Penalty
They're going to decline it.
So now there'll be a punt. They're going to stay.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're going to stay with the offense here.
Well, they're staying there. They're not punting, that's for sure. They're going to go for it here. Back to pass. Look, screen pass is in trouble. And we're waiting right there. Nick Sugg. Nick Sugg there to make the stop. Gets a little help there from, looks like Nodier and Reynolds over there to help out. And now the Tigers are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 44. Well, Zach, Pulaski's already had 3 possessions.
Yeah, and they've got nothing to show for it. It's just going to be tough. 3
possessions and 23 yards, 2 first downs. Tigers have two possessions and 2 touchdowns and 2 plays. Now this time Bobby Cat. Look at Bobby Cat. Go Bobby Cat. There's Bobby Cat down the sideline. Look at Bobby. Go Bobby. Bobby Cat. He's fighting. Oh, inside the 25. Bobby's trying to make it 3 plays and 3 touchdowns.
Where'd he wind up?
He got at the 26-yard line, so Bobby Cat.
Sorry, I'm a play behind here on the stat machine, so just bear with me.
Yeah, you do that. I'll keep talking here. Tigers 1st down and 10. Ball at the Senator 26-yard line, and
this is incredible. I mean, they've run the ball twice for 122 yards.
Wow,
they showed up tonight.
The Tigers, you were talking about, could we get that team that we've seen in several of the games this year, and now we have. And now here is Nick Sugg up the middle. There's Nick. Nick, give Nick Sugg 6. Still going to give it. Yes, hey! Give him 6.
I mean, it's clear Pulaski Robinson has no clue where the ball's going.
And another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco is 20-0.
PG Telco by tonight. I mean, we just might do that.
We're all going to have to get new phones just so they can stay in business, because I'm telling you, we're running up tonight. J.D. Speed in to try the extra point. 20-0, 7:57. Zach, we not even played.
Didn't play half the first quarter.
Oh,
Prairie Grove's run 4 plays. 4 plays. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4 plays.
From Lincoln.
Harris just threw an interception over there. He got that one in.
And he gets it in. J.D. Speed is good with 7:57 to go here in the first. Tigers 21, Senators 0. Back after this.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
Okay, we're back. Tigers up 21-0. A couple of updates. Farmington trails 7-0, but they're driving, and Lincoln is inside the 30. It's 0-0 with Lincoln and Nashville. Good game going down just down the road.
We may be able to catch the second half. The rate things are going. That's the kick they wanted right there.
And
let that thing die.
Oh, wow. Almost recovered there by Ryan Morrell. It went out of bounds. That was close to being an onside
really
kick.
Close.
Coach Adler's asking for it. Coach, you're up 21-0. Give him a little break there, bud.
Oh, you keep the pedal down. Keep the pedal down.
Well, they're going to start at the 35.
I don't think Prairie Grove could have asked for a better. I've never seen a better start. 3 touchdowns in 4 plays, 189 yards. It's pretty good.
4 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You can't do that on a video game.
Well, think about it. We had a game one time, but we had a game one time this year though. We were up 14-0. Hadn't even ran an offensive play yet.
That's true too.
Had a punt return and interception return for a touchdown. In motion.
Yeah, they've got that strung out.
Wow. Hammonds goes nowhere. They're going to say it's down. And
Tell you what.
Look at, hey, it's
There's
Connor
Connor
West.
West. Yeah, go figure. Now that he scored once,
He thinks he can do this every time.
He wants to score on every play. Pretty soon he's going to be asking the coaches to carry the ball.
No gain on the play for the Senators.
Yeah, they didn't give him nothing on that. I thought he lost a few.
Shiloh Christian up 7-0. They'll be coming to the conference next year. Now Johnson in trouble. He's back. He's going to be sacked. That's Reynolds back there.
Well, I said I didn't.
Speed helping out.
I didn't think Pulaski Robinson's line was going to be able to keep Prairie Grove at bay, but you know they're really toying with disaster here. I mean, you're already down 21-0, and you're now third in forever.
K-Hub and Hey Hub parents, they always get me every time. Watch them from Fayetteville. Third down, and it's got to be plus 20 to go here. And now Johnson looking to throw. It's going to go deep.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that was close.
It did hit the hands of Cody Williams, the 6'2", 215 senior, but it's going to fall.
4th and 19.
Incomplete, 4th and 19. The Tigers
We still haven't played half the first quarter.
Robinson has 14 total yards.
They've run the ball 8 times for 14 yards and 13 plays for 14 yards. Prairie Grove, 4 plays, 189.
One pass completion out of 5. And
yeah, they lost the yards that they gained on the pass on the sack.
High snap. Oh, my goodness.
Nice catch.
That was a sweet catch. One hand. He got a one hand on that. And they're just going to let it drop. It's going to.
No sense in risking it now.
At the 35 down there by number 2, Nick Harper. And so the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 and the ball at their own 35.
You want to put an over-under on how long it takes them to score this one?
I think it's going to take a couple more plays.
You think so?
Yeah.
Did they give I wasn't watching when they gave the ball to Bobby. Did they put that on the wingback reverse?
Yeah, they did.
All right, so we've gone to that well. I think they're coming back.
We've run all our base plays.
Yeah, we've run all 4 plays we run.
We've done nothing fancy at all.
No, we scored with the fullback, the halfback. We almost scored with the wingback, and we scored through the air. You can't ask for any more than this. Oh, here it comes. Now we're going to show them the pistol.
In motion is Bobby Cat. Bobby Cat gets the ball. Bobby Cat, and the shortest play of the scrimmage tonight goes nowhere this time. No gain on the play for Bobby Cat.
I'm going home. I'm going home. That really drops their average down to 37 yards per carry.
Wow.
You know, and you got to show them that because that's part of the offense. You know, when they got him on the Logan's touchdown run is just the basic sweep. The next play they ran was they faked the sweep with the waggle action out to Jacob. So I'd imagine we're probably going to see some variation of the sweep here, maybe the pass. You know, everything's working right now. You can pull anything you want out.
2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 35. Storley gives it to Nick Sugg. There's Nick. Nick. Oh, he just lowers his shoulder, goes into Senator territory to the 47, and tackle made that time by number 52, Jeremiah Buckner, but not before Sugg goes almost 20 yards. He goes 18. So.
They have absolutely no idea where the ball's going right now. I mean, they are running past the ball carrier. They're running by the ball carrier. They're arm tackling. I mean, Prairie Grove can pretty much do whatever they want. They're dealing pretty well right now. You just wonder, when is it going to be, when are they going to throw it deep?
And now here's a keeper by Storley. Storley nowhere. Nice tackle made that
time. Give him a yard on that.
Ty Quinton Guy. And they're going to give Storley a yard on that carry. So 2nd down and 9. I told you it was going to take a little longer this time, Zach.
You were right. You're absolutely
right.
4
plays already.
Yeah, 4 plays. And
I take it back. That's only the 3rd. We're on the 4th play now. Zach, did I ever tell you that I just love high school football? It's just great.
This is fun, isn't it?
2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. Here is a fumble on the play. And there's a flag down first, or what?
I'm not sure what we got here. But I think we're going to get a lucky break here. They missed the handoff. I think they're going to get them for offsides.
Ooh. What a
break.
Offsides on the defense.
What a break.
Oh,
Yeah, Pulaski Robinson came up with the ball.
They get the ball and offsides. I heard a chair go down. I thought there may be someone angry, but I think it just got knocked over. There's Sugg. He's going to be close to the first down, Zach.
Yeah, I think he's going to be just short. Nope, they're going to give it to him. First down.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball inside the 37. 4:11 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers up 21-0. Farmington down 7-0 still. They got close, unable to score. And Lincoln and Nashville still knotted up at 0. So good game going on about 6 miles down the road. There's Nick Sugg right up the middle. Sugg gains 7-8 yards.
And they are blocking that trap so well. It's just a little influence trap. You get the defensive line going one way, you trap them, hole opens up, and Nick's a guaranteed 5 yards. Prairie Grove now 8 carries, 179 yards. They're already over 200 yards total offense. And we're 3 minutes and 22 seconds in the first quarter. There goes Nick.
Nick Sugg. Sugg. Oh, tackled.
Looking for contact.
He is. He was tackled very high that time. Oh, there's going to be a flag
on
number 4, Tonda Bullock. And he tackled up high around the neck and then got a little testy.
A little chippy. Well, I mean, it's understandable. You're down 21-0, and they'll take that one. That's a half the distance to the goal. And ball on the 6, the 5.
They're going to put it at the 5. It's going to be at the 6-yard line. I can't quite. He's got his foot in front of the ball.
And it looks like it's inside the 6. I know that.
Just inside the 6-yard line. 3:13 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers 21, Senators 0.
I don't think you get crazy here and do anything different. I think you just give it to Bobby or JD or Logan.
Well, you run the
JD.
Ball. Well, yeah, you took Nick out there, and now this time it's Bobby Cat. Bobby Cat, give Bobby Cat.
No, I think he's down to the 1.
Oh, they're going to get Bobby Cat at the 6. At the 1.
Yeah, they moved JD into the fullback spot. And he's been doing that a little bit more later in the season.
Nick has to take a breather every now and then.
I don't know why. I mean, Nick's 18? Why has he got to be out? I mean, Nick's 18. I mean, he's got boundless energy. Yeah, he can rest Monday through Friday.
Lincoln has scored.
Tell your boy to get back in there.
Zach, Lincoln just scored 7-0. They lead Nashville.
I told you.
And now from the shotgun, going to be handed to Bobby Cat. Give Bobby Cat.
6.
Bobby Cat. And the Tigers now 27-0 with 2:26 to go here in the first. And Zach, it's not like the Tigers are trying to run it up. We're just running our base offense.
They haven't done anything that they've run like 8 plays. I told you that Pulaski Robinson was not good on defense. And I know they have not seen an offense like this. They're having a real hard time identifying where the football is, who's getting the ball. The cross action is really causing problems.
Extra point this time by Clement.
That's blocked. That's the first time he's missed in a long time.
Cody Williams. I believe that was Williams that came through with a block. And with 2:26 to go, another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco. 27-0, Tigers lead. Back after this.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
J.D. Speed preparing to kick. 2:26 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers 27, Senators 0. High kick.
There it is again. Better catch it.
This time fielded, caught, going nowhere. Looks like Sam Mayday-Dodd hits him first. Gillum and Morrell all in on the tackle. They're kicking it to Nick Harper every time right there on that. And he's filling it right at the third.
That's what they worked on all week. They do not want to cook. They don't want to kick it deep.
Their worst field position starting 35-yard line. Their worst field position was because of a loss. They probably were back at the 20-something, but.
Well, it's 27-0 here. If you're going to get something going, you better do it now.
Johnson hands off to Aldridge. Aldridge picks up almost 5 yards on the play. Well, they're going to mark him at the Hakeem Hart. They're going to mark it at the 45. Pick up of almost 5 yards. Second down, a long 5 to go for Pulaski Robinson.
Their longest play was the first play they ran, and since then, Prairie Grove's done a heck of a job shutting this down. The last 13 plays, they gained 7 yards.
Aldridge again on the carry. He's right up the middle. Sugg rides him down. Also, Diebold helping him out. He's going to be short of the first down by about a yard. Be third and a yard. 1:43 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers 27-0.
I think this is probably the best plan here if you're Pulaski Robinson. You've got to keep your defense, at least on the sidelines for a little bit. And eventually they're going to fake this dive and they're going to pull it and try and go deep.
Here is Aldridge. He breaks it free. He's got room. He's going to be brought down by Bobby Cat. A couple of juniors going at it there, and then Storley comes over to help, but not before Aldridge gets down to the Tiger 41. Their deepest penetration of the game so far comes with 1:09 to go here in the first. Actually, they're going to spot at the 43.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's 7 carries now for Aldridge.
Just an update on Farmington Ashdown. Farmington down now 14-0. And Lincoln leads Nashville 7-0. So no scores yet on Gentry or Gravett. Aldridge spins. He's going to be finally met. Several Tigers. Nodier was one of those. Senators get down to the, looks like they're spotted right about the 40. Zach, you're probably maybe second guessing if you're Senators now. Why didn't we just do this to start with?
Well, I think they tried, and it didn't work right away.
They didn't have. Remember, they didn't run Aldridge at all.
The first series they didn't. They got the 12-yard on the jet sweep, and then tried 2 passes. That didn't work. Prairie Grove will eventually shut this down, and they're going to have to go to something else. There's the pull.
Pulls, throws, incomplete.
Good play.
Thrown a little high, and then.
Yeah, but it hit him in the hands.
Storley and Hutchinson out there to help out. And
now you're behind the sticks again.
3rd and 8. Again, I hate to say it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean.
Well, they took their shot there to try and get to. That's what you're setting up by running the dive, running the dive.
And you're in 4-down territory now. So, yeah, I guess I can see going for it. And here. Go right back to Aldridge. He's going to get the first down. Nodier rode him down to the 30, but it's a first down. That's probably going to be the last play of the first quarter. They might get one more off. 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Tigers up 27-0.
Certainly within their range.
Let's see. 5 seconds, 4. Let's see. They're going to get a snap off.
Yep.
Yes, they did.
That doesn't sound good.
Clock sounded a little ill there, didn't it? Brought down by Logan Bartholomew, and I think that was also Hutchinson helping out. So that's going to do it for the first quarter. The Tigers 27, Senators 0. Back after this.
I wonder if Buck Lewis had any idea as to what he was starting when he sold his first Ford back in 1946. He was on the square in Fayetteville. Then Tom and Herb Lewis made the move to the current location on North College back in 1969. But through all those years, a Lewis has always been at the helm, and that tradition continues today. It's that kind of family value and heritage that makes Lewis Automotive the place to buy your next vehicle. Be it a Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, or Jeep, new or used, you can still find a Lewis standing behind every single deal. Award-winning service, 6 locations, and over 1,000 vehicles. It's amazing. A lot has changed, but the Lewis heritage and tradition continues. Lewis Automotive, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas since 1946. Clorox. Just hearing the name and you automatically think of the word clean, and Clorox is a lot more than just bleach. The Clorox family of products has something for the home, the business, professional grade, and more. No matter what the environment, Clorox has the product you need to meet your unique challenges. From the bathroom and the kitchen with Pine Sol and 409 to the laundry room with the standard Clorox bleach, and even if you're on the go with the Clorox wipes, you know the name stands for clean. Dirt and germs don't stand a chance as long as you're equipped with the family of Clorox products. Clorox. Proud spot.
Okay, we're back. Start the second quarter. Different running back this time.
Audie?
Kenneth Audie.
Jake's going with Audie, so we'll go with that.
Kimon Audie on the carry. He picks up a couple. It's going to be third down, and let's call it 3rd and 5 for the Senators.
You know, you're definitely in 2-down territory. You can't take a negative play here. I think you like Audie or Aldridge straight ahead.
Well, that's been what's working for him so far. In motion is Guy.
There he goes. Oh, nice stop there.
Stop
34. Who the heck is that? that's one of our junior varsity players.
Reed Orr on the stop.
That's a heck of a play.
He's getting a lot of congratulations over here on the sideline. It's 4th down. And now look at there's Nick Sugg right in his face. Almost intercepted.
Yep. Great play by Nick.
Almost picked off by Nodier. Tigers come up with a stop.
They call a penalty? No, okay.
No, the Senators, the fans were begging for one over there. They didn't get it.
Nick made a great play there. He got pressure, forced him to throw the ball early, and now you are in. We're getting into mercy rule territory here.
Starting at their own 25, or the Tigers. Tigers have not started in great field position. I mean, they had one
the freshman with a big play.
I know, that's awesome.
I like that. I like that.
There is J.D.
on
Speed.
the power.
J.D. Speed. It's
his first carry of the night.
First carry of the night, and he's still not down. They're going to call him down.
I thought he was down about 3 yards prior, but mark him at the 35.
He's going to be just short of the first down. I mean, just short of the first down.
It's J.D.'s first carry of the night. Tigers now 12 carries, 211 yards rushing. Man.
Ashdown still leading Farmington 14-0. Lincoln up on Nashville 7-0. And the Tigers second down and a very, very short yard to go. And Nick Sugg picks up that first and more. He's going to be over the 40. Are they going to mark him down at the 30? They're going to say his knee hit.
Well, what's great is the ref on the far side says the 39. The guy on the near side says the 37. The guy with the 39 won. Giving the ball here. Here's an analogy for you. Giving the ball to Knicks like Dayton Kate Upton. It's not a bad idea. If you have the opportunity, it's not a bad idea. You know who Kate Upton is?
I do. Probably almost young enough to be my daughter. Okay. First down. Here's Storley. Throws. Incomplete.
I like the idea.
Nashville has scored just down the street, and we're all tied up at 7.
Yeah, you knew that was coming.
Second down here. Storley looking again. This time throws. Incomplete. Intended for Zach Downey.
I don't think we've seen back-to-back passes this year. And that's so. I could be wrong, but I don't think we've attempted back-to-back. I don't know if we've attempted 2 passes in the same quarter.
Well, Zach, one other thing here, just as a note, Ashdown scores again, 21-0 over Farmington. So that one's getting out of hand quick. It's 27-0 here, 9:38 to go.
Where are you going, Coach?
Quarter. I would go, probably just go to either Nick or JD. Like you said, it's not a bad idea. And there is JD Speed.
Well, he did a nice job there.
Question is, will Coach Abney go here?
No, you kick it. Kick it, pin him deep, make him go the length of the field.
He is going to kick. And
maybe.
Be the first punt tonight.
Punt team's out there, but we'll see. Logan's the up back. Just keep an eye on that.
Good snap to JD. He's got plenty of time to get a good kick away, but he doesn't. It's kind of a shank. Ball's going to bounce and downed by Gillum. Brett Gillum downs it at the 38, and still the Senators have not started any worse than their 35-yard line. 8:48 to go.
They can't ask for much more than the in the field position game.
Nora is watching Go Tigers. She happens to be here in PG tonight. Again, anyone watching, go to pgtigersonline.com.
Well, I would expect Pulaski Robinson to just stick with what they were doing and try and get a score here before halftime.
I'm telling you, this Cody Williams is a big kid.
He really is. I think we're going to get a timeout. Yeah.
It's a timeout by the Senators. Let's take the timeout with them with 8:48 to go in the first half. Tigers 27, Senators 0.
Something's missing. Your life just seems to have that little something that hasn't fallen into place, and you've tried all the world has to offer, and you still have that empty feeling. Does it sound way too familiar? Well, Prairie Grove Christian Church invites you to experience God on a personal level, and don't worry about being judged. We all have sinned and fall short of the glory, but at Prairie Grove Christian Church, we're all about loving God, loving others, and serving others, and PGCC has something for every member of the family, kids, youth, adults, and more, and 2 services on Sunday that you're sure to find one that fits your schedule and your needs. Simply put, God tells us to seek Him first, and all these things will be added unto you. What are all these things? It's called a Christian life, and we invite you to feel the difference this Sunday at Prairie Grove Christian Church.
During the break, we got a couple of updates on scores. Gentry only down to Star City, 21-12. Probably an early score, but Valley View up on Gravette 7-0. And here, 27-0, 1st and 10 for Pulaski Robinson, ball at their own 38-yard line. And now, empty backfield, quick pass.
Nice play, JD Speed.
JD Speed, oh! You know, that's one thing Prairie Grove does a good job of those lanes. They knock a lot of passes down like that.
That's what Nick and JD are there to do. They're there to make, get in the way and knock, make them at least throw around or over them, and give the defensive backs enough time to get there.
2nd down and 10 now for the Senators. Zach, I'm surprised that they and I know they're down big, but what's worked for them has been just the straight at Prairie Grove run, and.
Well, this is called the Brian Kelly offense. Don't do what's working.
They're going to get him sacked. Reynolds and Sugg knocks him back to the 25, and now it's going to be 3rd and 23 to go. It's Epstein. It's not Horseshack. It's Epstein.
It's Epstein? Okay. Okay.
3rd and very long now, 23 yards to go.
Now we're in to keep everything in front of you.
And there's Johnson back.
They're going to throw a little screen. Little tunnel screen. That's going nowhere.
Diebold, he first hit by Sugg. Then Diebold brings him down. Also Connor West helping out. And it's 4th down. And the Senators have to punt again.
I don't think they anticipated this sort of defensive pressure. You know, Pulaski Robinson's got to. I think they got to start throwing the ball down the field. I mean, the couple of shots they've taken, they've had guys open. They just haven't made the catch.
Ready to punt is Cody Williams. Bartholomew and Cat back. It's going to go towards Bobby Cat. If he can field it, he'll try to run it, but it's going to go out.
That's his worst effort of the night. Mark him out at the 44.
And with 7:32 go here in the first half, Tigers take over at the 44. Actually, they're going to mark him at the 45, Zach.
Okay.
Star City 21, Gentry 12.
It's 21-12.
How long till they run the out and up?
This is just going to be Nick Sugg.
Jeez. I mean,
And it's Kate Upton to the 45.
I'm telling you. Giving the ball to Nick's never a bad idea.
First down for the Tigers. Ball now at the Senator 45. Move from the 45 to the 45.
Those are good. Those are things you want to hear. You know, eventually they're going to go to that out and up to Bobby, where they roll out and they do a little pump fake, and Bobby's going to take off.
Straight eye this time. There's Logan. Logan Bartholomew picks up 7-8 yards there. Looks like they're going to mark him at 38, so it'll be a 7-yard pickup.
Prairie Grove to this point averaging 14.8 per rush. Per rush. 237 yards on 16 carries so far.
.645 to go here in the first half. Tigers in total command tonight.
And they sort of hit a lull here. This is only their second possession of the second quarter.
They're coming this time. There's Sugg. He's hit and dropped.
That's their best defensive play of the night.
Williams hits him first, and then Hunter Hudson. A loss of a yard on the play, so it's going to be 3rd down and 4 now for the Tigers. Sugg, 8 carries, 88 yards.
And Logan, 2 carries for 99. Those are the kind of numbers you like.
And speaking of Logan, there's Logan. He's got the first and more. Give Logan Bartholomew
See ya.
6. Give
Wow.
Logan Bartholomew 6 more.
He's back.
And number 1 was down, Audie. And another touchdown by the Tigers. And now they're going for 2.
I would say they're going to go for 2.
They're going for 2. They want to try to get that in there.
You don't want to burn a timeout here. We're missing some personnel over there.
There goes Nick back out on the field. Well, they hadn't even started a 25-second clock.
Yeah, they got plenty of time.
Tigers trying to get to that mercy rule number so that, of course, it wouldn't start till the next quarter, but
It's always nice to have in your back pocket.
here is a keeper. Well, no, it's going to look, throws.
Run it. Wow. What a great play. It was Bobby Caddy. He threw it up. Bobby just went up like a basketball rebounder, pulled it down.
I could not see it from my angle.
Great play.
Zach Arns calls it, and so it's 35-0. Another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco. And the Tigers lead at 35-0. We're back after this.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
5:56 to go. 5:56 to go here in the first half. Tigers 35-0. JD Speed to kick.
Onside? No, gonna
High kick, gonna get it right over here to Harper. Oh no, that's
Now we flip sides. We're in there at the 41.
Did we decide on Odie or Audie?
And we went with Audie.
Well, Audie.
He's hurt.
Kimon Audie. He's hurt. He got hurt a while ago, Zach, when on the run, the touchdown run there just a second ago by Logan. He got hurt. Let's take a break. We'll be back after this.
Everett Chevrolet is the home of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size truck on the road today, the Chevy Silverado. And the 2014 Silverado has been totally redesigned, and it's better than ever before. And right now, the selection of Silverados at Everett Chevrolet has never been better. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, extended cab, crew cabs, and every color you can imagine with options to die for. So make the short drive to Everett Chevrolet just off of I-540 at Elm Springs Road. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Everett Chevrolet.
We just got an update. Nashville now up 14-7 on Lincoln.
Prairie Grove defense shown up tonight. They have completely shut Pulaski Robinson down. 26 plays, 40 yards.
And Pulaski's gone for it on fourth down a couple times. They've gotten inside Prairie Grove territory a couple times, back to Aldridge, and brought down by the Mad Stork, Elliott Chamberlain. He gets to the 45, pickup of 3, 4-yard pickup. Second down and long 6. Again, is Aldridge. He's alone.
Nothing. They strung him out on that one.
Chamberlain, and then Bartholomew comes and finishes him off, and now we've got a third down and 5 to go. Well, I'm going to say no gain on that, so it's going to be, I'm still going to call it 3rd and 6. 4:57 to go in the first half, and I got to believe the Senators going to go here either way.
Boy, if they, I don't know, on your own side of the field.
You're down 35-0. If the Mercer rule starts, you're done. So they probably got to at least try. There's flag on the play.
We got to hold.
JD Speed, Nodier, Chamberlain, and Gillum all in on that tackle. Number 21
I think we got
the
to
ball
hold.
carried, Cameron Harris.
It's got to be a hold from where it was thrown. That's got to be a chop block. Hey, one that doesn't go against us.
That was a defensive chop. Didn't we get a defensive chop?
Yeah, we got a defensive chop block. I Googled that. Those don't exist.
Well, if you can't find it on Google, it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Man, Coach Abster's going to push him back because that's a 15-yard penalty. It wasn't last week.
He declined it. He declined it. Yeah, fourth down.
Wow.
And they're going to punt this time.
You know, it wasn't a 15-yard penalty last week, but
Cody Williams to punt. And now back deep is...
I think you got to be in punt safe here. They're in some sort of bunch formation. Yeah, they're going to fake it. Fake punt. Fake punt.
Oh. They faked it all out there.
You knew when they came out in that
Harper
in that bunch formation, you knew it was a fake.
Didn't know who was going to get it. A lot of guys got tackles, but the one guy who had the ball did not. He gets down to the Prairie Grove 37 and a first down. Keeper by Johnson. He's going to get a nice run down to the 30. speed. Nodier and Chamberlain all in to help bring him down, but
That's an odd formation. They had their guards flex backwards. Never seen that before.
7-yard pickup, 2nd down and 3.
Look what they're doing with their guards. They're like running backs, or I've never seen that before. Well, football.
Fumble on the play, and the Tigers have it. Brett Gillum gets the fumble. Number 21, that was Cameron Harris. He drops the ball. Tigers have it. And with 3:49 to go, Zach. .349, the ball's going to...
You want to get into your 4-minute offense here.
Well, I think what you want to do here is hold the ball to the half, and then the clock will run the second half. Don't want to give them another chance to score.
Not at all. Prairie Grove 316 yards of offense here in the first half.
Of course, one
192-yard run will help. Logan, by the way, 3 carries, 138 yards. That's crazy.
And here is Logan again. Logan, tough running that time. Hit initially by Williams, then brought down by Jeremiah Buckner.
He's going to wind up with about 6 yards on that.
Nice carry. 2nd down and 6.
Tigers getting close to their season average in rushing here in the first half. They averaged 321. They're at 281 right now.
Lincoln scores, and it's 14-14. Lincoln and Nashville.
If that game gets to the fourth quarter, I love Lincoln's chances. Oh, here it comes.
Bobby Cat.
Yeah, Bobby Cat.
There go Bobby Cat.
Bobby Cat.
Stay on
Great
your feet,
block.
Bobby Cat. Nice block by Chamberlain.
Put
Look
your
at Bobby
shoulder down.
Cat. Go Bobby Cat. Bobby Cat, give him 6. Bobby Cat. Give Bobby Cat 6, and it's 41-0 Tigers. Boy, that was a nice run.
Nice. He gave him the little Walter Payton's dead leg, and he was off to the races.
Oh, wow. What a football player. Bobby Cat is a football player.
I would protest his parents to just change his middle name to football player. Bobby, football player, Cat.
I'm telling
That's
you.
all he is. He's a football player. Now we have a dilemma here. Has a foreign exchange student ever scored a point in a postseason game?
That's an interesting question.
We're going to have to look that up.
He's held by Morrell. Kick on the way. It is
good.
And if it hasn't happened, it has now.
It just did.
42-0. Tigers lead a half.
When I said the 4-minute offense, I didn't mean run. We get the ball back before halftime. This is impressive. Prairie Grove now 23 total plays, 388 yards, 347 of that coming on the ground.
Oh, well, when you can run the ball like that, you don't need to throw that much.
No, it's they can pretty much do whatever they want right now.
Well, another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco. Bobby Cat, we give him 6, and we'll go to break.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office, for telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV. Think PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress.
JD Speed to kick.
There's Odie again. And here they come. Oh, man. Dakota Hutchinson. I think the Tigers came away with the ball. We got the ball. Yep,
And the
Prairie
Tigers
Grove got
have
the ball.
The Tigers have the ball. Pulaski's coach wasn't happy. I was watching him across the way, and now the Tigers have the ball. And let's see who they got coming. Now they're bringing in the reserves, Zach.
Yeah, they should. They're
bringing in the reserve.
And that's been Coach Hampshire's MO since, as long as you can remember. I mean, when they get to 35 or get the get a comfortable lead, out come the starters.
And now Sam Mayday Dodd coming in. Galden in at fullback. There's movement all over the place. I actually think, we're going to get a penalty here, but I think they jump first and then we move. But
Well, there's no way they're going to give us the ball and the penalty.
Yeah.
No, well, they sure did. I stand corrected.
I thought that was the case, Zach. I thought they moved and it drew us offside, drew us in there. So.
Wow. Everything going right tonight. There are 3 Prairie Grove Tigers that have rushed for more yards than Pulaski Robinson has total offense.
Wow.
Nick,
With 88.
Bobby's over 100. Logan's got 144.
Let's see here. Here's going to be Galden, I believe. Nope, they're going to give it to Falk. Blake Falk, he just powers his way
Banging his
inside
way
the
through.
25, close to the 20. And Blake Falk on the carry. And it's 42-0 here, first half. 2:48 to go. The reserves are in. Looks like number 81, Edgar Martinez, bringing the play in from sideline. Coach Elder calling that play. Brings it into Dodd.
I can't think. I just imagine that Prairie Grove's probably, if they score, that's great, but they're going to take the last 2.5 minutes with them into the locker room.
Here is Galden hit. Galden's
Still fighting
hard. He may have got a yard there. They were coming at him that time. Number 62, Matthew Galden on the carry.
I'll give him a yard.
Entering the game, number 3, James Alls.
Yeah,
Second and 10.
We're going to see some people that we haven't seen in a couple of weeks. Galden again.
Wow. Galden was hit that time.
Backwards.
Nice tackle by number 23 for the Senators. Ramirez on the tackle. He may have got a yard that time. So third down. Gentry down 28-18 to Star
They're
City.
hanging in there. And after that bus trip, that's a heck of an effort.
That's a trip.
That's a long trip.
Third down, 9. 1 minute, 7 seconds to go. We barely got that one off in time.
There
Here
he goes.
Uh-oh. It's a fake pitch. Look at
Look
Dodd.
at Dodd go.
Dodd
Good
gets
job.
inside the 20 down to the 17. It's going to be fourth down, but the Tigers are going to it's going to be a little more manageable, and I imagine they'll go for it here. Do you work on a field goal in case you need it, Zach?
No, they had the extra point blocked. If you score, great. If not, so be it. You're getting the ball first in the second half.
I think they're gonna kick it. He's lining them up over here, Zach. I think he may kick it. I think they're thinking, look, we may have to have a field goal next week.
Well, they're going to call timeout.
They're going to call timeout. JD, I think they're kicking it. They're going to kick it, Zach.
Well,
and I think they're working on it. This is something. Next week, we won't be up 42-0 at halftime next week.
No, I'm fairly confident of that.
This could be something that we're at the last play of the game and we're needing a field goal, and they're going to see what JD can do, I believe.
He's got a heck of a leg. He's kicking 40-yarders during warm-ups. The wind, little bit behind him.
23 seconds to go here in the first half, Zach. If you had to describe the first half,
overwhelming.
Yeah,
overwhelming. Prairie Grove is just head and shoulders. I told you all during the pregame that I didn't think Pulaski Robinson's defense was very good. There's a reason that they gave up 35 points a game. I didn't expect them to give up 42 in the first half, but Prairie Grove came out first play on offense, 92 yards for a touchdown, and they haven't looked back since.
Well, we've talked about it. Pulaski has given up in the last 5 games, 55, 47, 64, 55, and 51, but they've also scored some points. And that's the impressive thing to me. Prairie Grove has held them in check tonight off defensively. Here comes Big Sainer.
Well, here we go.
Morrell to hold.
We haven't seen many of these this year.
And here is, we saw quite a bit of this, with Landon Allen in the past, but here's JD. It's about a 30-yarder, kick
Blocked again. Tackle the football. Tackle the football.
JD knows what to do.
The only one paying attention.
Do you know, I don't know if you've seen this on YouTube, there was a game that ended where a team blocked the kick, and everybody was going crazy. They picked it up, ran it in for a touchdown, and won the game, Zach.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah.
we cannot have that.
Literally, you go out and YouTube it. It's an amazing play. 42-0 it remains. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. I think that, you've got to try to work on some things because you don't know what's coming up in the next couple
that's
weeks.
That's a field goal and an extra point now that have been blocked, and that's something they're going to have to clean up starting next week.
Well, you learn from it. You go get the film, you see what happened, you try to learn from it. 14 seconds to go here. Tigers need to keep everything in front. Looks like he's got quite a bit of the starters in here to make sure we get to that Mercy second half, and now Johnson rolling to his left. Almost picked off by speed. 9 seconds to go here. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the Prairie Grove Band. We'll have In the Grove brought to you by the Eastlands. Won't be in the Grove. Won't be a band tonight. I'm sorry. Won't have a band tonight, but we will have In the Grove coming up by the East Lab coming up at halftime.
Johnson, 3,000 yards in offense this year, and thus far in the first half, negative 15 yards rushing. That includes some of the sacks, and he's 2 out of 10 passing. So Prairie Grove doing a heck of a job on defense.
Throws deep.
And nobody home.
3 seconds to go. There'll be one more play here in the half. 42-0, Tigers lead. And
Johnson now 3 for 11 passing.
3 for 11.
For 3 yards.
Is that 2 for 11?
2 for 11, for 3 yards.
2 for 11 for 3 yards. Rushing the ball.
They just have not been able to do anything on the ground. 23 carries for 68 yards. That's a 3-yard average. And here they come.
Here comes speed.
They got him.
And that's going to do it for the first half. After one half of play, the Prairie Grove Tigers 42, Pulaski Robinson Senators 0. We're going to go to half. We'll be back. We're going to turn it over to the East Lab for This Week in the Grove.
Life can come at you from a lot of different directions, and you need to be prepared with the proper insurance. Let John Galligan of the Galligan Insurance Alliance make sure that you, your loved ones, and your home and all that's near and dear to you is properly covered. You see, the Galligan Insurance Alliance is an independent insurance agent and allows him the flexibility to shop the very best policy at the very best price, and this gives you the coverage and the peace of mind that you need at the rate that fits your budget. It's the best case scenario when it comes to covering all that is near and dear to you. Check them out on Facebook or drop by the website GalliganInsuranceAlliance.com. And you can always call 479-282-0605, 479-282-0605. The Galligan Insurance Alliance.
My name's Austin Cunningham.
My name's Danny Davis.
And we're going to be with you once again for This Week in the Grove. This Week in the Grove, our East Lab students had a chance to go down to the intermediate where a group of kids, Ashley McGuire and Haley Hunt, asked us to help spread the word about their Danimals project that they've been doing.
Austin's been pretty crazy. Last week we did a lot of recording with them. We got a chance to kind of get to know them and why they want the new program.
In the latter part of the week, we did a whole bunch of editing and all that good stuff. So they asked us to help them to create a promotional video. So this is what we came up with for them.
Enjoy it.
Our playground is sad and old. Whoever gets the most boxes for the animals wins. It's important for the community to get involved.
We want our community to rally for recess, to improve outdoor play, and to promote a healthy lifestyle. Kids need you to go to your local grocery store, purchase Danimals yogurt drinks, and send the boxes to any of the Prairie Grove schools. For more information, please go to rallyforrecess.com. Thank you for your continued support for the Prairie Grove School District.
That's just great, Danny.
It was depressing. I think they should win just because it's depressing. I mean, that tether ball alone, there's no ball, just a rope with knots in it. I mean, come on. Danimals, if you for some reason watch this,
video.
it's depressing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool deal what's going on, and Ashley McGuire she used to go to school in Texas, and she led one of these projects in Texas and won it for her school, so they got a whole bunch of new playground equipment. Basically what the deal is, like it said in the video, go to your local grocery store and then look for the Danimals boxes, the little Danimals drinks. You see advertisements for them on the Disney Channel and stuff like that all the time. And it's the, make sure the box has the participation thing on it. The Rally for Recess participation sticker thing on it. You can bring that to any one of the Prairie Grove schools, and they will turn that over to them. And whoever gets the most boxes wins $100,000. Like the 3 top schools get $100,000 for new playground equipment.
That's
for their playground equipment.
Playground.
And that's going to be a pretty good playground. And that's going to go great with the new elementary school that we just got approved for. We had a vote go on a while back for a millage, which was, of course, the new elementary school. They're going to tear the one we have down and put up a new one. So, I mean, just anything, like, this is going to help greatly with expenses like they've been having to worry about. Excuse me. I apologize.
I'll probably go play on the new playground if they get it.
We know you will, Danny.
I'll be the first person on the slide. I'll pick people out of my way.
But, I mean, that's going to help a lot. $100,000 goes a long way, especially with playground equipment.
It'll last a while, too, because, nowadays things are made so much better than they used to be. So, newer equipment means hopefully, this equipment will last for a good 20 years, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, it could last a really long time. And last week, we talked a little bit about it. They did a little bit of upgrading to our site, PG Tigers Online, to where you can now watch on your iOS devices, which is all your Apple products. And look, this week I was looking at something really cool for those of you who are like driving home and missed the first part of the game. If you pull up, like if you can get stopped somewhere before you leave your destination, pull up pgtigersonline.org. You can actually get out of Safari and then pull up your control center menu, which you do by just swiping up from the bottom of the screen, and it'll just play the audio for you.
So you can listen to it in your car.
So you can listen to it in your car just like a radio
That's cool.
station.
I like that. That's
Yeah. And of course, with the colorful commentary that we have here, you'll get a pretty visual picture of what's going on at the game.
Oh, yeah. Austin, I guess I'll talk a little bit about what's going on. This is the first week that Logan Bartholomew's been back on the offense. He came back last week against Gravett, and we saw him on defense. He had a pretty good punt return run I remember watching.
It was good getting him worked in last week. Last week he's been out for a while, and he's getting back into the swing of things. And obviously he's not having a problem adjusting back to the field at all.
No, it's Berryville
right off the bat.
Berryville all over again. He was gone, and that was the end of it.
He's a dominant player. He's got colleges contacting him left and right. And I mean,
also talk about Brandon Odia. In the first quarter we did see him slip a little bit, which caused a false start. But then next play,
he recovered a fumble and got the ball for the Prairie Grove Tigers. I mean, Danny, I'm not trying to jinx us or anything here. I'm going to go ahead and knock on wood, but I wasn't expecting this big of a lead at the half, to be honest with you. I mean, trust me, I am super excited for this big of a lead. 42-0 at the half.
It's crazy. I am pretty excited. Austin, this is, I don't want to say, right now it is 42-0, but
hey, there's always a chance to come back.
Austin, today I was looking at this thing, and then what if this is our last in the Grove for football? I'm like, it's my senior year. I don't want to end that just yet. So
yeah, it's definitely going to be different next year without you seniors with us. We've got Casey Stamps, Danny Davis, of course,
James Middlebrook,
all Patrick Jordan, all leaving us next year, which leaves me, Ethan, Sam, and then a couple of the trainees that we've brought on.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun experience next year. It's going to be sad without our seniors, but it's definitely going to be fun to get some new people worked in there.
It's kind of
not that we don't love you guys.
Let's go throw this in there. Farmington is just now starting, Austin, the third quarter, and it is Ashdown 21, Farmington 0. So that's pretty. I believe the last score for Lincoln was tied game, so that's pretty
14-14.
So some good games going on here, Austin. Guys, we want to apologize. The show's not going to last as long as it usually does, just because of the fact that we get longer for our halftime because of the fact that we have playoffs. But
our Prairie Grove band decided not to perform tonight. I think a large number of them are gone for another extracurricular activity.
Yeah.
So a large part of them are gone, and it'd be hard to do the choreography and all the awesome things that they have going on without those numbers.
Prairie Grove fans, like I said before, basketball season has started. We're getting, it's going to start getting big in a couple weeks.
That's going to be, I bet those cheerleaders down there are definitely grateful for that to be in a heated gym.
Yeah, I think everybody outside. I think everyone.
Oh yeah, just be warm. Next, they'll be complaining that it's too hot in the gym. But hey,
I'm going to miss the free snacks we get in the playoffs. We get pretty good. That's
definitely a plus.
Also, I've been looking at this thing. I want us to give our Riot Squad a pretty big shout out for the year. We've had
Raging Tiger Squad.
Wow. What have they had? They've had
Blackout. They've had Hawaiian Night. They've had Hillbilly Night. Pink Out. They have had superhero Halloween costumes. These people are bringing the school spirit 100%
and now
every
it's,
game.
Whiteout, which first quarter we scored the first touchdown in. Had a little bit of a baby powder attack with about 10
loose,
bottles.
just started throwing baby powder up in the air, and then
I've never seen our principal run that quick before.
Good old Mr. Bond went down there, took the baby powder, and threw it away.
It was a 4-4 to them, and they were like, "Nope, can't do that, guys."
Yeah, none of that.
And we smelled that for a good while.
Hey, that got on our camera's lens.
Yeah, I just want to say, Austin, it's been great getting to do this with you. I'm excited to see you next week. I don't want to jinx this and knock on wood again, but it's a good game. We're seeing a lot of second string and third string going right now, so we're getting to see a lot of plays from other
Excited
players.
to see some people that we haven't seen the last few games. The last few games have been a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Just last week, like Glenn and Zach were talking about, it just kind of felt awkward, like just weird, like it didn't ebb and flow, or not really ebb and flow. It just didn't flow like it usually does, and it just was kind of off. And that was one of my major concerns this week for the game, that it was still going to be one of those just awkward going through the motions type thing. But this week, Prairie Grove found their groove.
It's been a pretty good week, Austin. I mean, we got to sign off in a second, but I'm pretty excited. My friend Twitch came back today. He's been in the Marines for...
That's Skylar Dixon,
yeah,
for those of you who don't know him by his nickname.
Been my best friend forever. I call him Twitch, Twitch boy. But he's came back to see us for a couple of days, so I'm kind of excited to see that. I want to give our film crew a big shout out, Austin. We're down here in this. It's not heated down here, but it's warm.
Definitely warmer than being totally exposed up top. Let's just ask Casey Stamps over here every few seconds. She's like, guess what? It's cold. And I just feel so bad for him up there.
Our cameraman Ethan has a few hand warmers. So.
Yeah, he found some hand warmers. He's set now. Shaking them up down here.
Yeah, but we definitely got to give these guys some credit for being up there on top.
Oh, for sure.
Austin, I guess all I can say right now is, let's have a good rest of the game. Wish me luck, because I'm going to be playing golf in the morning, which will probably be 30 degrees. Not my luck again.
You're crazy.
I love it, though, so
man.
it's okay.
Well, I'm Austin Cunningham.
I'm Danny Davis.
That's going to do it for This Week in the Grove. We will see you next week.
Go K-State.
And we welcome you. Turnovers. They haven't turned it over themselves. And just a couple of quick individual stats. Nick has run the ball 8 times for 88 yards. Bobby Cat, 5 carries, 101 yards, including a 66-yard touchdown run. He scored twice in the first half. Logan Bartholomew, 4 carries, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 92-yard touchdown run. Just a couple others. JD's got 2 carries for 13 yards. And Blake Falk, 1 for 11. The passing game, which has been virtually non-existent the last couple of weeks. Jacob, 1 out of 3 for 41 yards, and the touchdown pass, the 41-yarder to Nick Sugg. And we sit at 42-0 at halftime. Lynn, saw your wife at halftime.
Yeah, I went over to Lincoln to
you went to Lincoln to see this? Yeah.
we didn't have our band playing tonight, so I want to go watch a band, so I ran out to Lincoln real quick.
So, what do you think? For 24 minutes, it's been pretty good.
I'll tell you, I said I hope just before the kickoff. I don't know if you recall. I said, it'd be great if we could have something like we had last year, and that's essentially
right where we are.
Yeah, right where we are. And now, the second half, of course, the clock will run, so we'll get through this thing in about probably there'll be a couple of stops. Hopefully, in about another half hour, we'll be done, and then we can start turning our attention to
Valley
looks like
View.
Valley View. I've had some communication with Rabbit folks, and it's not gone well for them tonight. I mean, it's 21-0, but it's seems like Valley View's pretty much in control there. I did reach out to our good friend from Gravett and invited her to come here and cook for us tonight or next week.
Hey, all right. Yeah, if she accepts, let us know, because that would be outstanding.
Yeah. Well, Zach, did you go through some halftime stats?
I did. 407 yards of offense. That's pretty much what you need to know about Prairie Grove's first half.
I know every time we have big numbers like this, I go, is that a record? But that's got to be close.
I'll tell you what. Let's dial up the
407
old 407.
yards.
We're getting dangerously close to season-high yards for a single game. 498 yards is the season high. That was against Lavaca in Week 1.
Wow.
So we're and we did have our longest run of the night. We had a 78-yarder against Berryville. That was Logan. Logan topped that by another 14 yards. It's been good. It's been really, really good in the first half. I don't know if we'll see the starters here in the second half. I seriously doubt it. But one series maybe.
I doubt it. I doubt we'll see them at all. Because we'd already gotten rid. They'd already stepped out there before the half.
Yeah.
You might see them. No, not even on defense. I think they're done for tonight.
And that's the way it was in the Crossett game last year. That was our first look at Dylan Sainer. He played quarterback in the Crossett game a little bit, and I assume we'll see some of the really, really young guys get some time here in the second half. And we're about a minute from starting it. And
Dylan Sainer looks a little different than he did as a freshman.
Doesn't he?
As a sophomore.
He's a full-grown man. He's
6'7". I don't know what is he. 240.
He's large. And he's still got 2 years left. I mean, when he's done, he could be 6'8". By the time he's done, I mean, it could be something. But for a first half, you can't ask for much more out of him.
Well, it looks like the Tigers are going to receive the ball to start the second half, and
something they haven't done tonight.
I don't know that we have a second team kickoff return team, so you'll see a few of those. And
you know what I'll bet is some of the freshmen, and you'll notice them with the white face masks. I'll bet you at halftime, Coach Absher kind of pointed, said, some of you guys are going to get in. There's some heartbeats that got suddenly elevated a little bit at halftime.
And I don't know that we have all.
Yeah, we do. It's on the back of the roster.
Okay, so we do have a few.
We do have the junior high. Now, whether or not they're wearing the same numbers is a whole separate issue, but should be on the flip side of the varsity roster.
Well, I imagine that many people who probably watch because of the PG Telco probably a lot of them probably switched over to the Lincoln game.
I had a couple of people on the way out say they were going home to watch us.
Well, that's a double whammy because they get gate money and they get and the advertisers are happy as well.
Well, here's something we haven't done tonight. No kick return.
It is the first time we'll receive a kick tonight. Logan
Be careful
D.
the onside here.
And touched.
It was touched.
And wow. We had 2 or 3 Tigers touch it, finally brought in by Bobby Cat. That's probably the last time we'll call Bobby Cat's name tonight.
I would think so.
Unless they punt. We put in the punt team. But if any of you are still out there, go to pgtigersonline.com. Let us know where you're watching from. Like I said, many probably have.
Run that clock, Scott. Run that clock.
And now backups in. First play going to go to Falk.
He's
Dalton
got it.
Falk.
Not Dalton.
I said it again.
Yeah,
Blake Falk.
We have misidentified all the Falk children. Every last one of them we have misidentified. I hope there's not another one in the chain.
You were calling for Schrock children a couple years ago.
Yeah, apparently we got one coming. I'm very excited about that. You got a baby moose coming.
Second down and let's call it 2 for the Tigers. Ball at the 30. Clock will run here in the second half, and like I said, probably about another half hour we'll be turning our attention to Valley View.
We are
Gold and Falk and Dodd in the backfield. Keeper by Dodd. And Dodd gets the first down. Up to the 35. Nice tackle. Drug down by Blake Burks.
Tigers approaching 400 yards rushing.
Total offense, we're going to break our first game of the year. You said we had 493.
498 is the season high, and we're at 421 right now.
Well, they'll take a couple of drives. We won't have that many possessions here in the second half.
No, we definitely won't have that. Here comes the wingback.
Wingback
Castro, Martin Castro.
Look at Castro.
Run, Martin.
Look at Martin. The marking Castro down to the 14-yard line. Oh, they're going to call a horse collar. They're going to get that on, I believe that's number 28.
Well, you know, when he cleared that first wave, and he saw nothing but open field.
Ty Quinton Guy. Oh, wait, what are they going to call here? Horse collar.
Yeah. 50-yard run by Martin Castro.
And that's going to put the Tigers first and goal inside the 10. Well, what was happening there is Guy was sitting there pointing like it was going against the Tigers. I was a little nervous there for a second. You know what I love about whenever we're in the mercy rule and there's a penalty? The clock just keeps running.
And with the home clock, we won't see some of the odd stoppages.
First and goal for the Tigers at the 7.
27 carries tonight, 430 yards, 5 touchdowns, a 15.9 yard per rush average.
471. We got a shot at that season high tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Boy, they're coming.
There they are.
It is going to be.
They're going to give it to Martin again.
Castro down to about the 5.
Yeah, they want to get him a touchdown.
Well deserved. And Farmington down 28-0, Zach. So the Cardinal season probably going to come to an end tonight.
They're going to have an interesting offseason going up to 5A.
Well, they're going to, you're right, next year they go to the 5A.
Yeah, they're going to have a very interesting offseason.
A tough end for their season, losing 3 out of the last 4. And they all got off to a good start.
Well, the lesson here is don't leave the 1-4A because we're going to run you out of it. That's been the rule. When Shiloh went out, they went out with a whimper.
Now Dodd, he's looking to throw.
He's got a man open.
Castro, yes! Martin Castro gives him 6.
Hey, that's
Give him
well
6.
deserved. That's the Martin Castro drive right there.
Yeah, he deserved it. I mean, what a great run. And now Castro and the Tigers 48-0.
And you can't hold back these kids. I mean, they've been sitting on the sidelines all night. They want to play.
And now an extra point on the way. And for the extra point, we've had a couple of kicks blocking that. It's high snaps. That one's going to be good by Clement. And it's now 49-0. Tigers lead.
That's the way you start the third quarter. When it gets to this, I'm from the old Billy Tubbs school. Remember Billy Tubbs, the old Oklahoma coach?
Yep.
Not our problem.
Well, another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco. We'll be back after this.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
JD Speed to kick, and Tigers going to stick. It looks like they're going to stick to the strategy they've been doing all night, just kicking. Went a little deeper this time. Watch it kick it deep and run it back.
That's why they've been pooching it all night.
Guy with the return.
But you know what? They're right where they've been all night. They've started between the 35 and the 45 all night long.
Cole McClellan with the stop that
like
time.
That.
And they're going to start 1st and 10. Again, their worst starting position has been the 35-yard line tonight. 7 minutes, 40 seconds now to go in the third quarter. Tigers up 49-0. And let's see, in motion, they're going to just keep by Johnson. And Johnson's
good run, 10-yard run.
Brought down by Price. Diebold also making a tackle in Reynolds. So looks like a few of the starters still in there on defense. Second and very, very short for the Senators, 49-0. And now there is Aldridge. Nice tackle by Jack Reynolds, but not before Aldridge gets the first down at the 45-yard line.
They're gonna play. They're gonna go fast here and see if they can't. I'll bet you they take a shot here shortly.
Ashdown shut out one time Robinson shut out one time this year by Ashdown, who leads Farmington.
Oh, wow! Wow! Greetings.
That is Andrew Carrillo.
Woo! The Carrillo from Manillo. That was wow.
Andrew Carrillo. That was what I call form tackle right there. That was nice.
Channel Keith Oberman here, but Andrew Carrillo, hello. Wow.
My wife actually says that's what you're going to look like when you're 50 plus.
Keith Olbermann? Oh, ouch. Good play, Nodier.
Nodier makes the tackle. I guess that was Bullock on the reception, number 4.
Now
so
you got 3rd and long here.
3rd and long, and if they stop them here, we're going to get through the Johnson throws, got a man open, complete.
Good move.
J.D. Speed and Chamberlain and Castro all make the tackle, but nice reception that time. Good play.
That's their longest play of the night.
And it's their longest reception of the night by far.
That's the first time we've seen him touch the ball tonight.
Well, he touched it on a block kick.
Well, yes, twice. yeah, good point.
Complete. He's down. Williams is down.
Where'd they wind up marking that one? The 15?
15. He's down. Let's take a timeout while they've got the player down on the field. We'll be back after this.
You just bought that first home or maybe the first new car and you want it properly covered. Think Shelter Insurance and Mark Spence. Or maybe you just welcomed into the world that little gift of a child. You want to make sure that their future's secure. Think Mark Spence and Shelter Insurance. Let's face it, you want someone local, someone that you know, someone that can be by your side when you need them to be there. Think Mark Spence and Shelter Insurance. Home, life, auto, RV, boat, motorcycle insurance. Think Mark Spence, your local Shelter Insurance agent. Call 846-2999. That's 846-2999. Shelter Insurance and Mark Spence proudly support Tiger athletics and activities.
Williams walks out. Cody Williams walks off under his own strength there, and
it's by far their deepest penetration of the night.
They're at the 15-yard line of the Tigers. Johnson keeps, breaks a tackle almost, and then Jack Reynolds going to bring him down. He picks up almost 5 yards on the play, down to 4:15 to go here in the third. And
42 plays Pulaski Robinson's run. 111 total yards. Tigers only 32 plays tonight.
Good.
Oh, nice play.
Nice play. I thought it was an interception.
Yeah, I did too. Martin had a beat on it. He just missed it.
So the complete pass from Johnson to number 21, Cameron Harris, and the Senators get on the board 49-6.
What, are they going for two? What are they doing?
Let's kick the extra point here. Extra point on the way, and it looks good. So with 3:58 to go here in the third, the score, Prairie Grove Tigers 49, Pulaski Robinson Senators 7.
Take a stroll down memory lane as you stride into Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, where things are done the old-fashioned way. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and even late night, you'll find only the best. Breakfast to die for, a lunch offering fresh burgers and fries, and dinner platters that are sure to keep you coming back for more. And did we mention hand-dipped shakes, as well as a great selection of desserts? It all awaits you at Steak and Shake, located just south of the mall. Steak and Shake, life needs flavor.
Sam Dodd.
Uh-oh.
Tigers is down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Connor just wants to touch the football. Ever since the fumble return, all he wants to do is touch the football.
And now the clock's going to run. And, Zach, when you get to this mercy rule, each play is about a minute, not quite. So we go run 3 or 4 plays here. We'll go to the fourth quarter, and Steak and Shake player of the game. Whew. Boy, I know we got a whole nother quarter, but, I mean, it's going to come from the first half. You almost have to go with Logan. Almost look at that, 4 carries, 144 yards.
That's hard to ignore. 4 carries, 144 yards, and 2 scores.
And now Dodd keeps. He's dropped. Nice tackle that time. Hunter Hudson on the tackle, and no gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers.
9 different Tigers carried the ball tonight.
Here comes Blake Falk.
Very good. We should get like points every time we identify the Falk children correctly.
Cole McClellan.
And we've still got 3 years with him. Or I guess 2 more years. 2 more years after this. We'll get this right sooner or later.
At least another week this week. And there's Blake Falk.
Good
nice move. Get it.
Great tackle by Whitley.
Whitley gets.
I'm really thinking about just crediting him with the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like Whitley pretty much put him down on that one.
That was a
4-yard pickup, 3rd down and 6.
Wow,
we're down
30 carries tonight, 436 yards.
Are we at the 500 mark yet?
We're getting awfully close.
482.
482. 498's the season high. That's really the only drama that's left.
Yeah, we can't even talk about a shutout now, and so that drama's gone.
We got a freshman in there at fullback.
And
you're going to have to tell me who that is.
False start. I'm going to have to find out who the freshman is. See if we can find out. Scott, you know who 44 is?
34.
Is it 34?
Reed
Oregon. 1 minute and 18 seconds to go here in the third. Tigers up 49-7. 482 yards total offense for the Tigers tonight. Trying to add to it here. Dodd comes under center. 8 seconds left on the play clock. Another keeper. He's going to pitch it. Oh, fumble. Going to lose a couple yards there is Blake. So it'll be a punt down by the Tigers. And
depending on when they actually start the play clock here.
This may be the last.
Yeah, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Yeah, it'll be the last play of the quarter.
So this will be the last play of the third quarter. Tigers leading 49-7. He's got a. Nick gets a good snap to JD. JD, kind of an end-over-end kick.
Oh. And I'm telling you, I may be wrong, but that may put them back in negative punt return yards. I'm going to have to add it up, but I think that may have put them back in negative punt return yards.
Where did he field it?
He fielded it at the 41, and they mark it at the 38.
Oh, they got 1 yard.
They have 1 yard. Man.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter of play. The score, the Prairie Grove Tigers, 49. Pulaski Robinson Senators 7. Back after this.
Clorox. Just hearing the name and you automatically think of the word clean. And Clorox is a lot more than just bleach. The Clorox family of products has something for the home, the business, professional grade, and more. No matter what the environment, Clorox has the product you need to meet your unique challenges. From the bathroom and the kitchen with Pine Sol and 409 to the laundry room with the standard Clorox bleach. And even if you're on the go with the Clorox wipes, you know the name stands for clean. Dirt and germs don't stand a chance as long as you're equipped with the family of Clorox products. Clorox, proud sponsors of Tiger athletics and activities.
So we start the fourth quarter. Pulaski has it 1st and 10. There's Aldridge. Aldridge got a break. He may break it. Wow, there's Nodier finally knocks him out of bounds. He gets inside the Prairie Grove 40 down to the 39.
Yeah. Wonder why Nodi is still in there.
Well, they've got a mixture of some starters and some.
Now we got somebody down. It's Jamison Huckabee that's down.
Let's go to break. We'll be back after this.
Everett Chevrolet is the home of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size truck on the road today, the Chevy Silverado. And the 2014 Silverado has been totally redesigned, and it's better than ever before. And right now, the selection of Silverados at Everett Chevrolet has never been better. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, extended cab, crew cabs, and every color you can imagine with options to die for. So make the short drive to Everett Chevrolet just off of I-540 at Elm Springs Road. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Everett Chevrolet.
Okay, we're back. Gets off the field. He's okay.
And
now all the starters are pretty much off the field.
All three of the starters that were still out there just came off the field. So
here, pump fake. He's got a man wide open.
Yep.
And it's complete for a touchdown. Cameron Harris with second touchdown of the night, and 49-14. And Tigers just need to get the ball and get a little bit of a drive. We can run the clock out the rest of the way. Boy, he was wide.
Yeah, he was now they're going for two. And I think Prairie Grove stopped. Oh,
no, they got it. 49-15. And were you raising your hand?
There's no need to yell all the way down here.
49-15, Tigers lead. 11:28 to go in the ball game. Well, I was hoping this clock would run fast enough we'd get in the car and head on out to.
You'd think with a hometown clock operator we could make this go a little quicker. An update on the Lincoln game?
14-14. Lincoln's got the ball right around midfield.
They get that thing into the fourth quarter, I'm telling you. They're going to start to pull away.
Ashdown leading Farmington 30-0.
They got a safety in there somewhere. They're going to try an onside kick here. They're going to try it. Yeah, that's a good guy to kick it to.
Never a bad option.
Kate Upton, that's who he is. He's pretty.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. 11:28. Waiting for the clock to get started here.
Anxiously waiting for the clock to start. There it is.
There it is, and now.
Well, we get to do some homework on Valley View this week. I'm sure that the Prairie Grove Stats and Research Department will be working some overtime this weekend.
Hard at work. Both the east side and west side will be at it.
the West Prairie Grove Annex. Yeah. Oh, nice move.
Blake Falk on the carry. Picks up 3 yards.
The clock is your friend. Just keep it on the ground and get as much as you can here. And if you got a kick. It doesn't matter at this point. You want to get out of here.
McClellan bringing the play into Dodd. Down to 14 seconds on the play clock. Now down to 10.
They're going to get a
Falk moved. He more slipped than he did actually move.
Yeah, I think he was putting his hand down and he just kind of lost his balance. But that's a killer. Bring up a 2nd and 13, but the clock is still moving. Technically, we could just keep committing penalties, right? I mean, in theory, you could keep committing false start penalties and run the clock out.
In theory. At some point, you
Just
get
saying.
down to the 1 inch
But
line.
you could just keep moving. All the way down to the 1 yard line. Yeah.
There is.
Oh, my gosh. I thought that was Marcus Prince. Yeah, Marcus Prince is still running.
Dodd with the carry. He maybe picked up a yard or so.
I was ready to say, let's go crazy, let's go nuts, but only people of a
I thought we were
certain age.
going to have a little purple rain coming down.
It's not a bad idea to get to about 45 false start penalties.
Well, it's 3rd down and 11. Dodd keeps. He's looking. He wants to throw. Does complete.
Hacker!
And that's Hacker. And that's a 1st down. That's going to keep the clock moving. That's a nice executed play there, Zach,
like
by the
that.
backups.
And
you know what that's going to do, Mr. Arns?
What's that going to do?
That is going to put us past 500 total yards tonight.
You are 100% correct. See, I knew you were watching that number.
Well, I had to watch something.
504 total yards tonight. That's a season high.
504 tonight.
439 of that coming on the ground. They've had no trouble moving up and down the field.
And that was a nicely executed by Dodd on that. Comes under center.
And they're going to do it
Dodd
again.
Now he's going to throw back.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he's got Falk.
Oh, Blake.
Look at Blake. He's at 30. Look at Blake. Go, Blake. Blake Falk. Hey, go, Blake. Gets down inside the 20. Nice play.
Well, I guess if you're going to go for 2, we're still allowed to throw the football, right? A nice throw by Sam.
It was. Nice throwback against the field. And
Mayday would be proud.
7 minutes, 28 seconds to go here in the game. Tigers up 49-15.
Now we could get a series of false start penalties. It could take a half an hour to get back to the goal line.
And now wingback
15.
reverse. That's got to be one of the young ones.
That's got to be one of the young ones. Scott. Zach Winters.
Zach Winters on the carry.
Okay.
His dad, Pete, was up here just a moment ago. Boy, they're bringing another freshman. They're bringing all kind of freshmen in now.
It's going to get dicey now on names. You have the...
I do not have the freshman list.
Yeah, I think they're
going to let that clock run a little bit.
Reed Orr straight ahead.
Or nothing going there. I saw 57, Nick Wilton coming in. Number 3, James Halls coming in. Third down and 13 for the Tigers.
I don't think we'll see a pass.
I don't know, Zach.
They've been actually very wide open here in the second half.
There's Reed Orr.
Oh, my gosh. Look at Reed Orr.
Right up the middle goes Orr. He's down close to the 10. It looks like going to spot him about the 11. So we're going to be down. By the time we run this last play, we'll be under 5 minutes. It'll be 4th down.
About 3.
I call it 4th and 4, Zach.
Where'd they wind up marking him?
11.
The 11, okay. Give it to him again. Why not? 541 yards.
Wow.
Scott's right. I mean, they've got their starters out there. We got our 9th graders out there.
Jack Stone is in there. Winters in motion. It's a keeper by Dodd. He's going to be short. He's going to be short. He's going to get in right around the 10, but he's going to be short. And we're going to be... You got this one ref down here. He's begging. The one ref's begging to get the clock started. He's over here on the side trying to do it. Lincoln and Nashville still tied up at 14.
It's a heck of a football game going on down the road, isn't it?
Audie on the carry. 4:50 to go in the ball game. Tigers going to win another playoff game. Last time they played Pulaski Robinson, 1997, second round playoff game, 13-6. This one was a little
different. This will even up their playoff record at 16-16.
Back to pass. You're exactly right there. TJ Hammonds on the reception.
At the 24-yard line, and
I'm really surprised. I mean, honestly, at this point, that these. Well, you know what? He doesn't have that many. I was like, he just doesn't have that many players to play over there.
36 guys on the varsity roster, and that's a hold.
Up to the 45. Aaron Price, Morrell. And Zeke, I believe that was Zeke Laird on the tackle.
Hey!
Zeke Laird, freshman. He was a freshman quarterback for the junior high team this year. 3 minutes, 40 seconds, back to pass.
He pumped. They scored on.
Price. Intercepted by Aaron Price.
Oh, a little block in the back. We got a little block in the back, but that's all right.
And now there should be another flag on a late hit here, but they're not going to call that.
Are they not?
Aaron Price with an interception, and there's going to be a block in the back against the Tigers, but Aaron Price with the interception. Glad to see that.
I believe that, if I am not mistaken, that is his first career interception.
Well, I tell you what, I think the play I enjoyed the most tonight was Carrillo's sack.
Oh,
that was sweet. Or the block tonight by.
Yeah, that was nice. Bobby Cat on the touchdown run with a little dead leg.
There was some nice
guys.
Some nice plays tonight. Of course, Logan's 92-yard run was.
That'll work.
His other touchdown run. You see him pull away. The kid was about 2 or 3 steps behind him. He just kept pulling away. So
there's a lot to like tonight.
Lincoln up now 21-14 on Nashville.
I told you.
Unbelievable. And Lincoln, I'll tell you what.
I said it on Tuesday that if it got to the fourth quarter, I thought Lincoln would win the game.
Ryan Morrell now in at quarterback. That's Reed Orr. I guess Lincoln intercepted and scored. Is how they got the score. I just got a text on that.
However you got a score, that's it still counts, right? What about a big run here? Get over 600 for the night. We can be greedy.
Where are we?
5:42.
5:40. It'll take a big run. We're down to 2 minutes and 25 seconds, and we're going to go ahead and name our Steak and Shake player of the game, Logan Bartholomew, who had a mere 4 carries for 144 yards.
There's
Blake Falk. Look at Blake. Go, Blake.
Keep going,
hey. Blake Falk. He gets the first down.
And that I think they can take a knee from here.
Well, if they take a knee, we lose yardage, Zach.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
525 yards. Did that go in right?
Oh, you know what? You are 100% correct. Where did we? I lost something somewhere.
1:35 to go. Blake Falk again brought down, and now that's probably, we may get one more play. Coming into the game is Marcus Prince. 5'4", 145. That is very close to the purple one. We're down to 1 minute to go in the ball game. Someone's tying their shoe. It's Falk. Now, looks like we're going to take a knee here, Zach. That's going to do it. Take a knee, and if he'll take his, he's trying to take his time. He's trying not to have another one. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're just wasting the time. They don't want to play another one. They don't want another one. Now he's going to start it. That'll do it. Well, that's going to do it tonight. Again, the Steak and Shake player of the game, Logan Bartholomew, 4 carries, 144 yards. Tigers win 49-15. Next week, it looks like the Tigers will host Valley View right here. We'll come to you beginning at 6:30. We'll start the pregame. 7 o'clock kickoff. We wish safe travels to those from Pulaski Robinson on their way back home. We'll be back with you next week. Let's go ahead and go to the post-game show. We'll go directly to it. The fireworks going off here. Zach, let's go down the stats, and then we'll close it up for tonight.
The Tigers roll up 559 yards of total offense, as you mentioned. Logan tonight, 4 carries, 144 yards, 92 of that coming on the first play of the game. 2 touchdowns, and Bobby added 2 touchdowns and 101 yards rushing. Nick, 8 carries, 88 yards, had a 41-yard touchdown reception and a 26-yard touchdown run. Just overall, I mean, they just dominated. At the end of the game, Pulaski Robinson sort of padded their stats a little bit, ending up with 218 yards in total offense.
But all against second-teamers,
all against
pretty much.
the 9th graders.
Yeah, and here's the other thing that's interesting. Zach, I don't know that I've ever seen a game where you had 4 running backs with double-digit averages. You had Nick Sugg, 8 carries, 88 yards. You had Martin Castro, 2 carries, 52. Logan, as we mentioned several times, 4 for 144. And Bobby Cat, 5 for 101. Prairie Grove, 4 for 6 passing, Zach.
Yeah, they got it done in the passing game through 2 touchdown passes. And, I mean, you can't ask for any more. It's the first door open and close. You get through this one, and we get to play next week.
We'll play next week right here. It'll be Valley View and Prairie Grove, and that'll, like I said, we'll begin airing at 6:30. And then game will kick off at 7 o'clock. Well, that's going to do it tonight. For the East Lab, the Prairie Grove High School, Zach Arns, I'm Lynn Gregson. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you next week here at Prairie Grove Tiger Stadium.
We want to thank you once again for joining us for another night of Prairie Grove Tiger football. And a big thank you going out to the Prairie Grove High School East Lab. Their volunteer hours make this game possible. Also, we want to thank PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. By Clorox, the name alone means clean. The Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas and Prairie Grove since 1946. Shelter Insurance, your local shelter insurance agents, Mr. Mark Spence. And Prairie Grove Christian Church, where it's all about loving God, loving others, and serving others. And by Steak and Shake, life needs flavor. And also by the Bank of Fayetteville, where they're banking on your potential. And the broadcast is also brought to you in part by the Prairie Grove High School Booster Club, reminding you your Tiger pride is just one membership away. It's great to be a Prairie Grove Tiger.